Welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. It is Tentacle Tuesday, which means it is Secrets of Pendragon, our Call of Cthulhu Dark Ages campaign, which is only terribly serious, never terribly silly. Okay, it's just terribly fun. Let's hand over to our not terrible Tom and say hello. How are you doing, friend?
I'm okay. I'm really okay. Ask me again at 10 o'clock and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We couldn't do last week, so there's been a bit of a break, so we'll do a recap, but I'm looking forward to it. I need a laugh, so that's why I'm here. You know, just to sit back and laugh. So, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Well, we certainly have you covered. And heading up the cacophony of laughter today, we have the wonderful Actors at Work, Kate Madison, joining us as Astrid, one of our new crew members.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm Kate Madison, here on Twitch and in real life, and Actors at Work on various other social medias. Yeah, this is. I'm glad we're back for our second episode because it was really fun, and I'm excited to get back into the crazy that is this show. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say. Enjoy.
Are you an angel, Astrid? Important question.
Yes, but don't tell anyone.
I don't want it. No means no.
Yeah, we're already there.
Someone who is an angel, whether she'll admit to it or not, is Amelia Tyler. Hi, friend.
Oh my god. Hi, I'm concerned you are a poor judge of character. Hi, I'm Amelia Tyler. I'm apparently an angel now, which is awesome. I may need you to say that in court. Yeah, I missed this last week. Apparently God decided it was going to be hotter than the surface of the sun, so no. But now, yes, he's lovely, isn't he? Let's see if Lady Alice finally manages to marry her darling God in this, the most romantic of settings, a nunnery full of dead bodies. Which I think is a Pinterest board just waiting to happen.
Some people would pay a lot of money for that, to be honest.
Some people did.
One of those
historically.
people.
There it is!
Queen of the Gothic aesthetic, vampire mistress, dark lady Susanna Grace. Who is Susanna today? You know?
I am Susanna today. I was a very distressed wife yesterday, and today I'm going to be a very distressed knight, because apparently that's just my life these days. But I am very much looking forward to delving deeper into this nunnery full of dead people and having a very awkward double wedding. We had discussed ropes and puppeteering and the traditional wedding Macarena. So we'll see how that goes.
Someone who I hope to one day do the traditional wedding Macarena with. Laugh Love Lindy, also known as Laugh Love Lamps, with her new fancy lighting. Hi, friend.
Yes. Hello. Yes, I'm Lindy Loves Lamps. I'm just going to rebrand everything now that I have new lighting. It's going to involve lots of light bulbs and bright ideas. But I'm very excited to be here today. And I'll be playing Aethelfrith, the Bakester, and girlfriend of Sursana, and maybe participant of an awkward double wedding, potentially. It depends on how many dead people stay dead. And also I'm baking a cake.
Very important at a wedding to have a very large cake, especially Lady Alice, who deserves only the best. Let's be clear. We're all a big fan of her hubby-to-be, right, fam? Someone else
Yes,
I'm a big fan of. I'm going to cut that off before we go down any rabbit holes. Someone else I'm a big fan of. Wild Engineer's back. Hi, Wild.
Yes, hello. Hi, I'm Wild Engineer, he, they pronouns. I am playing Victor, he, him pronouns. The humble merchant who simply is there to please. You know, he's very respectful to the dead, always, all the time. That's just how he is. Never tells a lie, doesn't know how to be anything but truthful. So, yes.
It's beautiful. I love the honesty, and so does our Lord on this fine Tuesday when we find ourselves in the convent of her grace, on this fine day on which Lady Alice shall wed our beloved father. She is my sister, and also will become my mother, and there will be a diagram involved, and buckets. But before we get any more into that, I would like to mention our sponsors. None of them come with buckets, but all of them are full of amazing things. Let's begin with World Anvil, who are a wonderful resource for forging worlds, whether you're a writer, GM, player, or simply a fanatic about fantasy. Put it all in there, load it up. You can make family trees, maps, and more. It's a killer resource. We love it very much. And I think Encounter RP still gives you a 20% discount off of the 6 and 12-month subscriptions. So go and check that out. World Anvil, everyone. Wednesdays, so tomorrow is a bumper day for sponsors for us. We begin with Mage Hand Press's Dark Matter for 5e. Their Kickstarter is 500% funded and on its way up and up. They're unleashing a mega mech book and all kinds of wonderful sci-fi content for your 5e game. Go and check them out. Conspiracy in the Stars is on its penultimate episode this week, and I'm super excited to see how this goes. I vote for more explosions and more space squirrels personally, but we shall see. That is followed 6 to 9 p.m. here on the channel with Cult Divinity Lost. We are playing I Am Pilgrim, an adventure written just for us, set in Japan, exploring loss, grief, isolation, and horrible, horrible dolls and teeth and things. I do throw out caution warnings for that game, but it's great dark horror. So if you are into that kind of thing, come and join us and join the cult. Finally, on Thursday, 6 to 9, we normally have Star Trek Adventures. That's off for the next 2 weeks, but Modifius are not. They are unleashing all kinds of wonderful TTRPG content, so whether you like to be Dishonored, join the Tales from the Loop, or boldly go, they have a game for you. Go and check them out at modifius.com. That is all of our sponsors. I want to do a couple of shout-outs at the top of the show. Shout out to Nymeria941 for those gift subs. We are up to 4 subs on the stream already. At 5, we're going to unlock an event. Retweets, we are climbing up towards that 20, which will give one player a d6 of luck, which we might need. At 30 retweets today, we will be unleashing a minus 1d6 of sanity for all players, because, to be honest, that's the generic effect of this game. And at 40 retweets, Tom and I have negotiated, and we will be doing a viewer poll, which you will be able to vote in all of next week, and will impact the game on the next Tuesday. So it'll be a big one. So if you're watching on YouTube, that is there for you. And please do check out Encounter Roleplay's Twitter, because there are polls for a lot of the shows coming up at the moment, because we really want to make sure you can get involved even if you're not watching live. For those who are watching live and want to check out the donations, down below, over in chat, we got lots of options: boons, banes, truths, pet pals, and more. And as ever, please do hit that clip button, because we like making funny gifs of ourselves and saving them forever on the internet. This is our legacy. And Tom, Secrets of Pendragon will be yours. Over to you, friend.
Thank you. Thank you. How do I follow that? Bloody hell. Okay, so, not last week, but 2 weeks ago in episode 1, the party essentially kind of recovered from the events of Parish, barely escaping and barely going with their lives, but mentally tormented by the images of what they saw. Not entirely sure what to do, they thought the best bet was to carry on with their original mission, was to take Lady Alice to a convent who she believes she will be marrying God. This is something that only Lady Alice believes and has told everyone else, and has let her kept in that little world. We're going with it. Along the road, while they were asleep and dreaming, Cassandra, a woman from the woods who they met in the first season, came up to them and told them a bit more about what was happening about the seals. Not too much, because she didn't know too much herself, but to assist on their way, introduced her own daughter, Astrid, to help them as they continue on their journey. Astrid introduced herself with a beautiful monologue that was great. Everyone loved it, but a lot of people were a bit confused, so she had to do it again. Further on then, they carried on with following down to the journey along a path where they met Victor, who was a perfectly legitimate businessman and merchant who had his cart trapped. With a little assistance from the very strong Aethelfrith, picked up the cart and away they went, carried on to the convent. They arrived at the convent, which was unusually quiet. After a brief investigation and some real muscles from Squire Thorne to kick down, to kind of shoulder barge the door, they opened into the main hall of this convent church, the church area, which they discovered piles upon piles of corpses of nuns and priests and monks. It was difficult. Only 3 people saw this: Susanna, Victor, and Thorn. It was only 3, right? If I'm mistaken, no one else was in there, right? All the others decided it would be a good idea to check out the kitchen in preparation for the wedding. And that is where we return with Thorn, Susanna, and Victor. There are bodies all around you. In the stained glass window above, shining down, you see the name Chillstone. Everyone apart... so Susanna and Thorn, I would like you please to roll me a... actually, quick question. Susanna, are you from up north?
Yes, she's from Northumbria.
Okay. Thorn, are you
Tom,
from up
why
north?
do you even fucking ask me that?
I have to ask. I don't want to presume where you're from. I would have thought maybe you would have changed something, but I should know better. Thorn, where are you from?
Yes.
Where's Thorn
I'm from a little village. There was a well in the middle of it, and we
What
had
part
a
of
great
England?
time.
What part of England?
England, yes.
Give me a location: north, south, east, or west.
In the middle.
Okay. I would like you two to roll me the skill Other Kingdoms, please.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wait, did we decide it was green or purple?
Green.
Green.
It was green.
Green.
Success!
Success.
Fail.
Okay. So, Susanna, Victor, you would know this due to you being a merchant and well-traveled. You know Chillstone is a town you would estimate not too far from here, maybe a day's travel. Thorn, you can make what of the word, whatever it is, but for Victor and Susanna, you know of a town called Chillstone. What would you like to do?
Do you think this is meant to be where you put the bodies to keep them cold? Is it some sort of holy ordinance that I do not know? I've dealt with a lot of the dead, but this is new. Also, I can't read, so I don't know what it says. I just remembered that fact. I have no fucking clue what this thing says. But what's this rock, Susanna?
Sorry. No, Thorn, it says Chillstone. It's a town.
Oh, I just remembered I made an ice cream joke about it last week. Alright, I'm back.
Yep.
I'm in it. I'm here.
Chillstone Creamery? We were in it. Do you remember? Yeah.
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 I'm there now.
If you wouldn't mind me just 1 second though, and Sana pulls out the Sword of Sin, whispers a short prayer of forgiveness for herself, and she's just gonna prod one of the nuns. Past history with bodies not staying dead, she's just gotta make sure.
Okay. So you take out the sword, it shines, feels nice and light in your hand, and you just give it a little prod. The body just kind of shunts a little, just very slightly, but there's no movement.
Okay, all right. She resheathes the sword.
Okay.
Were you cleansing her of her sins with that mighty sword, that blade, touched by the holiest man who did sacrifice him to the beast of Parish?
Yes.
Sister, go with peace to our Lord God, future husbando of Lady Alice.
Oh, an excellent prayer. have you come upon bodies like this before? Is this...
Not necessarily like this, but we've had some history with bodies, some recent history with bodies.
A lot of cuddling in our recent past.
Long cuddles, not the other kind.
Very specific.
Are any
gotta
of
be
you
specific.
three trained in occult?
Yes.
No.
If you are trained in
No.
occult, you may do an occult test.
Nailed it with a 60.
Okay, carry on.
The devil walks among us. Sana is just going to go over and just start inspecting the bodies of these nuns. Do they look like they were slain by something? I can't remember if we've done this or
Yeah,
not.
how were they
If
murdered?
They
Tom?
were, if they'd ripped their own throats out like Parish, or if they
So-
had been like cut down.
So so there are a number of bodies around the altar, and then there are a number of bodies around the exit. So there are two exits: the one you came in, and opposite that, and then the main kind of big doors to this church. And there are bodies around there as well. Roll me a spot hidden.
Ooh. Hard success.
Hard success? Okay. So for now, you're going to be having a look at the bodies all around the church. It's going to take you a bit of time, so I'll tell you what that success is a bit later. Victor Thorne, what are you two up to? You see Susanna kind of go off and kind of start kicking over bodies, kneeling, starting to have a look at wounds. She looks at one, examines it, then moves on to another one.
The last time I saw this many dead bodies was last week. And before that, it was a terrible time in my village. It was plague. And then a strange dark omen. Do you think it's me, Susanna? Victor, have you noticed the dark shadow that doth follow my path as I do trudge on that holy, holy road?
Wait, you have the plague?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay.
But it's always good to check.
Yes, yes. I will... On that thought, I will check all these bodies for the plague. Just-
Keep thee at least 6 foot
Okay.
apart as per the government regulations.
It's very important, that. Roll me a medicine check, then.
Me?
Yep. If you're checking for a specific kind of like... All right, I'll give you medicine or natural... what would it be?
Oh, no, I was just saying that as an excuse to rifle through the clothes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's... Oh, in that case, roll me a fast talk.
Oh, yes, fast
Do
talk.
you want to do some thieving?
I don't have any fast talk at all.
Come on, let's rob some nuns.
Okay.
67.
They're all dead on the floor.
Yeah.
Don't need it anymore.
Okay.
More for me. From the nun.
Okay, according to Thorne and anyone else who heard it, he's going to check the bodies for any plague or disease or anything like that. And Victor, you head off to a body and you start searching. Okay. Are you going to do anything, Thorne?
Do you see the pustules, Victor? Terrible blisters that do spill forth their pus! Evidence of the devil that doth enter into bodies.
You should definitely stay away. I wouldn't want you coming close to any of these possible... No, that's not worth anything. Any of these possible pustules.
Far back I shall stay. Do not fear, Victor. I shall be with Susanna. For her holy aura does fill me and protect me on many occasions from a drunken lout in the pub when I do talk too much.
All right. So, Thorne, you head on over to Susanna and kind of shadow her as she
My little
continues
undershirt
searching
pulled
with your
out
little...
cowbell
Yeah,
is right here under my throat, so it kind of dings
That's
a little
it.
bit every time I talk. Yep.
yep. All right. Astrid, Lady Alice, and Aethelfrith. You have gone into the kitchen. your reason for going into the kitchen, I think, was to look for something to make a cake with, I believe.
Yes, I didn't want
so
to.
you are
She told
all-
me
And
to.
to distract Lady Alice and Astrid via cake making.
Okay, so you see Aethelfrith kind of walk into this kitchen. Astrid, you've already been in this kitchen and checked, and it seems pretty empty. You know, there wasn't much there, but, you know, maybe she'll find something.
We're just gonna have a little look-see round, see what we can get to make ourselves a cake for the wedding.
It's a bit dirty.
Oh gosh, it's quite nice. Is it?
Well,
Yeah,
the dip bakes right out, it'll be fine.
Don't
It
they
is, yeah,
normally
so-
look like this?
So if you kind of just put your hand on the side, you'll see there's a bit of dust there as well. There's a bit of dust. Like no one's used it for a while, at least.
They must have been on a fast or something.
I don't.
They're
I
not
don't know.
very.
But
They're looking more slow at the moment.
are they? Where are they?
Well, they're not here.
They're probably fasting and taking a nap somewhere. We wouldn't want to disturb them. So I'm just going to brush this off. See, Lady Alice, see if you can find a mixing bowl. Or ingredients of any kind, really. I'm just going to keep looking.
Ingredients. All right.
Yes, like flour or... You know what,
Flour.
Lady Alice, you just have a seat here and you can supervise and keep an eye. Yeah, you can... Basically, it means you watch me and Astrid do the things, and because you are superior.
Oh, I'm good at that. Yes.
Yes, yes.
I'm very practiced. Yes, thank you. And you're looking for flowers.
Flour for baking. The flowers would be good for the decorations on the cake.
There was some in that field where maybe.
Maybe we'll go there after we bake the cake, while it's in the oven or something. I should get that
Oh yes,
going.
gosh, how exciting!
Looking for stuff to make a cake.
And
Okay.
I'll just sit on whatever I can find, like on the
All right, yeah,
on the
this-
side with my feet dangling.
There's quite big barrels there you can sit on, or you can sit on kind of like a counter on the side, like a solid stone counter that was there. That's
Yes.
almost like being built up.
I would
And you
like
just
to sit as high up as possible and dangle my feet.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
suck
It's high
IQ
enough
points out of this room.
you dangle your feet.
Yes.
Okay. So Aethelfrith and Astrid, if you'd like to do a spot hidden for me, please.
I would love to do a spot hidden to look for things for bacon. No. How dare.
I find all the things.
Ooh.
All right. Okay, so Aethelfrith, you're looking in the usual places where you might find, and
Yeah.
all you're finding is kind of like wooden bowls, like really cheap
Still
kind of
pull them out,
copper cutlery
because
and
I'll
stuff
need
like that. hmm
Cutlery.
But
I'll
you
pull
don't
out.
find like anything edible really, or anything you can make anything with in this kitchen.
And an extreme fast.
It's really like this hasn't been used at least for a week, maybe more.
Oh.
Astrid, you're looking through the things, and you've already looked through all these cupboards, so you kind of know there's not anything of interest there. But you head on over that seems to be like this. It's not so much. It's kind of like a curtain, and you never really noticed it before because you were looking mainly in the cupboards. So you went over and you pull open the curtain and you look down, and what you see there is a bucket, and you're like, oh. This is my lucky day. So much, in fact, that you get to roll a 1d6 for extra luck because you found a bucket.
Buckets! They're so important!
They
I
are.
roll. What do I roll? Oh, 1d6.
A
Oh, that's different.
1d6, yeah. So just
Okay,
type in-
1d6.
Yep.
I did it.
Oh
I did
my
that.
gosh.
You gain 6 luck.
Oh gosh, that's a
I'm so
very
lucky.
big bucket.
It's a quite nice bucket. It's really
I just-
nice bucket. But apart from the
food, I
bucket,
found the bucket.
there's nothing else you find.
Oh, well, a bucket. That's really good then. You know, I have
Oh,
the
lovely.
things. I have the materials to make a cake. It's just back with Mueller, and I was hoping not to have to go back outside to get it. I was hoping that these nuns would have things to bake, but it seems they've got none. So
Is that why they're called nuns?
maybe they've got nothing. Just none of anything.
I don't get it.
Because they got none. They're nuns. So they don't have anything. They got no. It doesn't really
They
work
have,
actually
they've
when I
got this
start to break
bucket.
it down. That's true. Food wise though, no, nothing.
I'd
but
imagine they've probably saved it all for the
just-
wedding.
Maybe they moved. Yes, maybe that's
So
what
they got
happened.
stash somewhere.
Okay.
So no cake,
So
then. That's a pity.
Yet. No cake yet.
okay.
Oh,
So you're in the kitchen. Back to the church. So Sana, you have looked around, and with your success, you notice that the way that people have been killed is somewhat different. So the ones by the doors, furthest away from the altar, have just seemed to have been hacked, just like it would be a fight. Someone just cleaving right through them, not really caring what's been cut, just as long as blade hits flesh. Closer to the altar, you will notice that the cuts are very much more precise. So like a torso might have been sliced open, and you looked in, and then maybe a heart is missing. But everything else is untouched. There are other bodies around there that kind of it's just so much more precise than the bodies around the outside.
And are there any weapons around, like the knife that done did it?
There are no weapons whatsoever, apart from what you could say, like wood, like improvised weapons, but nothing like a blade. No.
I think maybe our answer lies in Chillstone. Rather than here, something got these nuns, but there's no weapons. None of them have any sort of wounds on their hands that would give away that they were holding a blade.
Do you know much about Chillstone?
Not a clue.
I was thinking, if something did this much damage, it should have left bloody footprints for us to follow.
You'd have thought so. It's a lot of blood from a lot of nuns.
Unless, what if some great portal opened up and out of it came a beast that was all knives and swords and did slice and dice at the holy women about their business, about to be witness to the wedding of Lady Alice and our God, praise be. And then when its job was done trying to keep Lady Alice from her sweet nuptials, poof, the portal did close again and swallow it back down into the abyss. Maybe Lady Alice is the saviour.
It's
And this is the devil's work. Think about it, Cesana. There was a beast in Parish, and it went into a hole. What if there is a hole between heaven and hell, beside purgatory? And from there, devils did spawn. What if this is to do with the seals, because we're involved in a plot, a really big one that we don't understand and seem to keep veering away from?
I've no doubt that this is something to do with the seals, Thorn. Though teleporting beasts and devils with mystical portals is a little out there.
Well, how else
I'm
did they
not
get
gonna-
from the sea?
Okay, so we need to at some point have a talk about the English language and how certain words can also mean other things. But I think that is a talk for another day when we're not surrounded by corpses and unholy death.
I will schedule it for Tuesday next week. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Tuesday is excellent. Every day is a school day, my father used to say. Victor, do you have any
Your
thoughts?
father was very rich.
Yes, he was. Probably still
Yes,
is.
Victor. Any thoughts?
You are talking about the Lady Alice that is afraid of angels, right?
Yes, that's a new development,
Yeah.
but she is afraid of them. Rightly so. She doesn't want to become pregnant right now. It would be most inconvenient when we're on a quest.
Yes, that's right. Angels do indeed make people pregnant. Yeah. Anyways, since we're heading to Chillstone, we should probably take some mementos so we can properly bury everyone. Have you seen anything worth keeping around here? I mean, worth offering to the village so that they can remember the fine folk at the nunnery?
I think in the Dark Ages, everything here belongs to the church. And I don't want the Pope giving me a knock on my door and telling me I've done bad things. I think he would be a most angry brother-father-son combo.
Oh no, the Pope is fine. You know, as long as he doesn't know about it, nothing can ever go wrong.
You've met the Pope?
Oh, several times.
What's he like?
A very glorious man. It is very obvious from his presence that he radiates nothing but glory. And you look upon his visage, you know that you are upon holiness. Yes, yes.
That would make a really good song. His glory, holiness. His holy gloriness. I will work upon this as we do travel to Chillstone. His glory.
It's coming.
Is that one of the lyrics?
Sorry, please.
Oh. I can't.
His whole glory. Nailed it.
I'm so glad that was the order of those words that you chose.
I'm letting everyone else make the joke for a change. To Chillstone! Whichever way it might be. Maybe you're right, Victor. We should find a relic and it might lead us like a great star in the sky to that holy place.
Or we could just
protect
walk down
us
the
from the
road.
devil. But we could do both, Sasana. And think what a great
We could do
procession
both.
it would make. Holy icon held aloft.
By all means.
Plus then, no one might accuse us of killing the nuns, because that'd be a bloody stupid thing to do. Kill them all, steal something, and then parade around with it.
Of course. Horrible, horrible people would carry around just random body parts of people they've killed. My lord.
That means
my
Sasana
own
agrees.
night, I cannot take anything from this church, but I will not stop you. Now I'm gonna go see if they have alcohol here.
Okay. Where are you looking?
I
The
assume
Holy
there's a
Sacrament
cellar.
cupboard.
Yeah, the sacrament. She's going for the. She's going for the wine.
There
Get that
There is a place where I can't remember the name for it. I should be ashamed because I should know this. But on the side behind the altar, there is normally kind of like a case with curtain over it. But that's open and the curtain's open. It's been kind of like torn down and stuff. There's nothing in there. You haven't seen a place for a cellar, but then again, you haven't checked the kitchen.
It's true. Yeah, as Sana just, she can't be around Thorn right now with her crazy theories. So she's just going to be like, I'm going to go try and find the cellar. Just for supplies and food and rations, of course.
Maybe Astrid's found it.
Maybe she has.
Good!
Great.
And
That's
as
Glory!
Susanna,
That's not Sana and Thorn.
those two. Okay, so Susanna decides to walk outside, kind of getting over the bodies, a bit of squelching here, because at some you can't avoid stepping on someone. There's that much in the way of blood and gore. I mean, a lot of the blood is dried up, but there are still body parts as well that you're stepping on. So Susanna heads off towards the kitchen. Thorn, are you going to follow her, or?
No, I would not want to get in Sasana's way. She does have that face that she makes when she huffs and she puffs, and it's better I'll give her some alone time.
Okay.
What I would like to do is just take one last look around and maybe, listen to the final confessions of some of these poor women that were both slain here. And I wasn't going to go and get a drink because I thought you were cutting to someone else, but we'll make it work. Don't worry about it.
That's okay. It'll take you a bit of time to do all that. So yes, you'll be going around each one and listening to their confessions. Victor, what would you like to do?
Yes. I'm like, that is a very good idea, Thorn. I will definitely look around for relics. Anything I find, I will definitely bring to your attention. And I will start searching the bodies respectfully for relics.
Of course. Roll me a spot hidden then, please.
Spot hidden. No.
You do have luck.
Yeah, I'll use 4 luck.
You're
to
going to
make
use
that a
4 luck.
success.
Okay. So, you start looking around the bodies, and unfortunately, a lot of these bodies, they have nothing on them. These were nuns and monks. That they tend to kind of just like strip everything of value on them. They have the bare essentials. They have rosaries, but they're made of wood. You might be able to think maybe some of the rosaries are quite nice. They're like polished wood with different types. So maybe you'll be able to flog maybe one of those to like a special rosary. But nothing of great value. And then you start searching by the altar. And you do see what seems to be a wooden kind of crucifix with kind of bronze edging around it, and a small, very, very small gem in the center of it. A lot of the churches, particularly the big ones, have a lot of, gold and crucifixes and icons for the church. This is a more kind of modest one. It won't be as expensive, but you can probably flog it somewhere. Even if you have to take the gem out yourself, you could probably flog it.
Right. And there wouldn't have to be any like random fingers or body parts lying around. Right?
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. There's like hands, fingers. I mean, a bit of them are starting to rot. It's a foul smell. I mean, this entire room is just grotesquely, disgustingly smelly. But yeah, if you want a finger, a toe, absolutely. There's plenty to go around.
Yes. I think I'll take a finger or 2.
Okay, you take a finger or 2, and you kind of put it in a cloth, just wrap it up very clean, and you can seal it. Thorn's far too busy doing her last rites on the bodies to notice you, and no one else is in the room, so you don't have to roll anything. You just kind of easy peasy, done and done. Okay. Susanna, you head into the kitchen. What does Susanna see as she heads into the kitchen? What are you 3 doing?
Well, Alice is supervising. Astrid found a bucket, and Aethelfrith's she's looking in the oven. I think she's like halfway in the oven right now. Because the ovens they were big ovens.
Oh yeah, big oven, yeah.
So she's like halfway in the oven, checking to see how much work it's going to be to get this baby up and running.
Be careful of that. I was told stories about people who crawled in ovens and it didn't end well.
Really?
You mean like?
Yeah, because
And her voice is she's in the middle. You mean like that one tale about those two children who found that fair folk lady's house, and she told them she'd give them sweets, but she really cooked them up and ate them instead? 'Cause you can't trust the fair folk.
No, that's not true though, because that was made up by villagers to be anti fair folk people. I was told it because it was as a bad story made up by people who didn't understand that we wanted to live in the woods because it's nicer there, and sometimes people are mean, and children especially can be mean. So I wouldn't, sometimes you might want to cook them, but I've never really met any children except myself.
I don't know why you would want to eat a child. They're terribly small.
That's what Sursana comes into.
Yeah, Sursana, you see that conversation.
I see everything is just as on top of everything as well. Okay.
I got a bucket.
Yes, we've got a bucket. It's lots better now.
Oh, what are we going to do with the bucket?
It's
no
a nice
food in here
bucket.
at all.
I don't know, but they were
Got a
telling me that
handle and
buckets were
everything.
rare. Yeah.
They are. That's a sanded bucket too, no splinters.
And I'd imagine, because, God lives here, I'd imagine there's probably quite a few other nice buckets lying around because, he wouldn't live in a one-bucket house, would he?
No, he wouldn't, Lady Alice. No, he wouldn't. Darling, why is your head in the oven? What's happening?
I was checking to see how much work it would need to get, how much wood we'd need to get it all turned on so I could bake a cake and some bread.
And then she started talking about eating, because cake is better than eating children, apparently.
Yes, it is.
I've never tried eating children, so I couldn't really answer that quiz.
Okay, all right. Let's just put a dampener on the child cannibalism angle. That's just.
I never suggested we should do it.
It's
not traditional
we're
wedding
not actually
fare.
going to eat children. No.
Oh my god. Okay, so
There seems to be nobody
so
here
yeah,
anyway, let alone children. So we can't even find flour.
I think we've been on a
Powder
very long
kind.
fast. There's no ingredients at all in this kitchen, not even anything rotted. It's just gone. It's empty.
Buckets
I have a
and
terrible
dust.
feeling that they were robbed. There are nuns here. They're just no longer with us.
Have they gone into a different
they're having
room?
the long cuddle
You can just knock. They'll let you in.
They've fallen into a long cuddle, Alice. They're
Oh, how terribly sad.
yes.
Do they have horses with them?
They don't. I know. Which means, unfortunately, we're going to have to call off your wedding today.
I'm gonna call off the wedding. I guess I don't need to make a cake.
Just for now.
then.
Just for now.
We were
Did
supposed
they
to have
open
a
a
cake.
seal?
No, not that I saw. I searched. I looked for them. There was no sign of a seal.
Do we know what a seal looks like?
Nope.
Not really,
But I
but
figured I'd
I
know
think
if I saw it.
if
you
they
know?
broke one, then there might be death, because I think that's the idea, is that, breaking the seals is bad, so maybe they broke a seal and then they died.
Well, only if it was a grown-up seal. If it was a baby one, they just sort of nip, I think. Probably.
Okay, Lady
if they're
Alice,
like,
I have a lesson booked in with Thorn on Tuesday. Please join me for that. We're going to talk about the English language, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this seal problem.
oh,
So,
gosh. All right.
I don't think that they did this. All the wounds that seem to have been suffered were suffered by something external to them. I found no weapon, no blade amongst them either.
Wait, so somebody killed them?
I think so, and robbed them.
Was it through lack of cake? Because we haven't been able to find any food.
Who knows, perhaps. But they did leave us a sign. They wrote the word Chillstone on the window, which I know to be a local town.
The dairy farm? Oh, I've heard of the Chillstone dairy farm. You know, lots of milk and
Maybe
cream.
it's allied with the town. Could be the same family for all I know.
Maybe it's in the town. Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Have I heard of Chillstone? Have I been told about Chillstone at all, Tom?
Roll me a other kingdom, please.
Can I as well?
You can indeed. Unless,
No.
of course, you are from this kingdom, which is the general area, then you do own kingdom.
No bloody
So you're
clue.
saying that if I'm from the town of Parish, which is not too far away, I could roll an own kingdom roll?
No, yours would be other because you have been so isolated. You would be
isolated,
at a
yeah.
disadvantage and need extreme. You've been so isolated. You have no idea.
I only know own kingdom because I only know Parish.
Yeah.
Parish knowledge. Okay.
So you haven't heard of Chillstone. No.
Right.
So I think that's where we need to head to next.
Well, what time of day is it? Tom?
It is probably about midday-ish.
All right. Well, we could head out now and start heading that way and camp out again. Or we could lay the cuddlers to rest and warm up this oven, sleep in beds for the night, have an actual meal in a place with walls away from the elements, and then head out bright and early in the morning.
And, I mean, I am going to get to have my wedding, yes? I don't have to go back home and marry normal people.
No. We will find you a place where you can marry your beloved.
Good.
Just this can't be here.
No. We need somewhere with cake. And alive nuns.
The living nuns is the most important part, yeah.
At this
I don't know,
point,
I've had a lot of very nice cakes.
because the door to the main church has been opened, and so is the kitchen, the waft and smell of decay has kind of like seeped through.
Oh.
And it's starting to smell quite disgusting.
That is not a good smell.
No, it's not. They've been cuddling a while, haven't they, Susanna?
Good little while, yeah.
Okay. So, back in the church. Victor, Thorn, you're doing what you do. And could you both roll me a spot hidden, please? Nope.
I agree with
Okay.
the cat. Things aren't going well here.
All right. So, you carry on doing what you think. Thorn, did you have a special skill for this, or is this just kind of flavor? I can't remember. For what you're doing.
I didn't have a special skill. No, I think we just applied a cult when I did it, or religion.
Okay. Choose one, religion or occult.
A cult, please,
And roll.
Tom.
Yeah, okay. Do
For
occult.
35 points.
Okay.
I will spend 14 points because I'm sick of failing every roll this game.
Okay, no problem. So in your mind, you do what you do. And the bodies that you do this away from the altar, you hear them. You hear their sins and you do what you... But the second you start heading to the bodies closer to the altar, it's deathly silent. Like, Nothing. Nothing whatsoever, which is very eerie and strange to you, because everyone for death speaks. They have sins to confess. But it's not even like this. There's no sins. There's just silence. And as you look down at this body, a single drip of blood kind of just drops down and hits the body that you're looking at. And you stare at it confused until you feel something warm down your cheek. And you take a touch and you see blood. And then you start going and your eye starts to bleed. And then you see blood coming from your nose. Victor, the same is happening to you. Your eye starts to bleed coming from your nose as you're unsure what is happening. And you look up and all you can see is the word in the window, Chillstone, start to slowly bleed down the window.
God, now is not the time for me to develop a stigmata. I'm not ready.
Oh god, I think this is the plague you are talking about, Thorn. Why?
I think we're about to die. Thorn goes streaming out of here looking for Susanna, wailing like a banshee.
Okay. Roll me a constitution, please. Both of you roll me a constitution.
I'm not the one that poked the nun. I'm not a stigmata, please. Alright, constitution. I agree. Success!
Can I use one luck?
Yeah, you can use a luck, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll use a luck.
Okay. You start to get up and start to wanting to move out. As you start moving, you feel weakness in your legs and they almost begin to buckle. And you feel in your throat something kind of gurgitating. And you start running, and as you run, you both just spit out blood as it kind of just goes all over. But in your constitution, you are able to throw yourselves out of this room. As you're out of the church, instantaneously, you start to feel a bit better. The bleeding kind of stops and starts to dry. You can breathe once again. The weakness that you experience in your legs is gone and strength returns. Everyone in the kitchen behind can hear kind of just like a jump and a slam on the floor back inside the room in the dining hall that we're in, and you can see Thorn and Victor on the floor, dried blood on their cheeks, their ears, them from their nose. They look pretty rough.
Did you guys get in a fight?
Oh, think
No.
God is very angry with this church. Or we're
I'd
the
imagine
chosen
so.
ones. I don't know which is worse.
Sana goes over to Thorn and does like the mum thing, and she like licks her thumb and starts getting the blood off her face. It's alright, Thorn.
Susanna, it might be catching.
What might be catching? It's just some blood.
From your eyes and your nose and then your mouth, and I dread to think where it might spread to. It could be your ears next.
Can I tell that it kind of just dropped onto her rather than it bled out of her eyes? Like, is there any sort of a...
Oh, no, you can tell this is bled from her eyes,
One
from her
time,
nose
me-
and
My
ears.
mum had a talk with me about some other bleeding, and I didn't believe her. But here we are. Maybe this is my time.
That
Hey,
isn't
hey, hey,
usually
hey,
out of your eyes.
Okay. It's okay. If I get this, it'll be fine. It means we get it together, all right, Thorn? Just deep breaths. Yeah, deep breaths.
I really
I'd rather
neither of you got it.
I'd rather not have it. I'm about to wear white.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why God-
congratulations, Thorn. You're a woman now.
Can I go up to Victor and try and see what's wrong with him?
Absolutely.
Because
Roll
even
me...
if Thorn started the time of the month, I don't think Victor has. So
Yeah. Roll me a
Nothing's
first
not
aid.
right.
Roll me a first aid, please. To
The
kind of
tragic thing is
examine.
that didn't even occur to me.
Okay.
Success.
Okay. So you head up to Victor and you have a look, and it's clearly for him it has started from his eyes. It has come from his eyes, his ears, his nose, and it would have come more from his mouth if he didn't. There are bits around his mouth where he coughed up some. This is very unusual. You've never really seen anything like this whatsoever. It seems to have stopped completely. There doesn't seem to be continuous bleeding or anything like that. You give him a once over, he doesn't seem to be bleeding. He doesn't seem to be in any pain or any weakness or anything like that. It's very strange. Are you rolled in a cult? Are you trained in a cult, Astrid?
I've got it ticked. Is that what you mean?
Yes. Yeah. Could you roll me in a cult, please?
Can I spend to make
Yes, you
that a success? So if I spend,
absolutely
I
can.
spend 10 luck, right? I take my luck down 10, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. You have a look and you instantly click into what is physically and medically wrong with this person. You know, you think maybe a cut, a wound, maybe internal bleeding, but nothing seems like it. And then you go back to your training with Cassandra and the things she's taught you about certain supernatural, strange occurrences that could potentially happen. And this kind of twigs something in the back of your mind of something that perhaps she has mentioned or something similar. This is definitely not a natural or a normal thing. This could potentially be occultish
This
or potentially even
doesn't
magical.
seem right. Where did it happen?
Inside.
Where
the
were
shop.
you?
Just inside, just respectfully looking at the bodies as usual.
I'm gonna start to wander around there because I haven't seen the bodies yet, and
No,
I'm like
Astrid,
thinking that
don't.
there might be a seal there or something. Clearly, something is there. It's like this is what I meant to do. I meant to go find these things and protect them somehow. So
All right,
They
Astrid
No,
gets
maybe-
up, starts
maybe-
walking in.
God, don't! You might be an angel, but it's a terrible, defiled place. You get near the altar and the whispers stop and the sins are gone.
If we weren't in a convent, I'd say this was work of the fair folk.
Because we're in the convent, that means it's the work of the devil. Which is worse.
I don't know which is worse, actually.
Do you continue,
No,
Astrid?
both
which is the
tricky.
good.
yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm gonna get to the door, but I don't want to go in just yet. I just
Okay.
want to kind of look.
So
and
you look
from the
you
door.
look- Okay, you look inside, and you see the carnage before you. There are bodies everywhere. It's just horrific, and you need to roll a sanity check for me, please, because this is the first time you're seeing it.
Where is that there?
Okay, you
Success.
steel yourself. You kind of mentally prepared yourself because they've already told you about it, but it's still a grotesque and horrific sight, and it makes you pause for a moment. And you have a look inside, not going in, and you can see on the stained glass, huge stained glass window there, the word Chillstone. It's written in blood, but it's not running. It's kind of like just dried. And as you look at it, and you look at the altar, something inside you, something that you've been trained for, kicks in. And you realize that this was a ritual. This seems like an occultish ritual. And something that Cassandra told you, that rituals normally are done to start the breaking of a seal. So this here was a ritual to start the process of breaking a seal. That's what you kind of
Now, I
gauge
can't-
from.
I can't read, so I wouldn't know that it says Chillstone, but I
No,
can
you just
see something
see-
written in
yeah.
blood at least. It's like a pattern written in blood to me, and then
Yeah.
I know it's words, but like do would I think that they would write a place they're going to next on right there, or would that more be?
You would think that whatever's there, there's a reason why in rituals. There's a reason why anyone would write anything and do anything. It could be that, and to broadly show it so predominantly over everything, you think that might be the focus of what this ritual was kind of going for.
I march back towards everyone. What's the word that they wrote?
Chillstone.
Anyone know? Is that a place?
It is, yeah.
We should go there.
I mean, I was saying that. But yes, thank you.
What? Yes, well, you were right. Brilliant. You've got more training than I do then, and yeah, good.
I think, you know, Astrid, you're right. It wouldn't be the natural inclination to walk towards the place that was written in blood on the wall at the site of a great massacre of nuns for most people. But Sasana is brave. She is tasked by the king in a noble duty to protect this fair land of England against the devil, against naysayers, the plague, and the French. In that order.
Yes.
Especially the French.
I
think... go Astrid.
No, just it was definitely some sort of ritual, not a good one. They might not have broken a seal, but they're trying to. I think.
That makes sense. I think, Aethelthryth, that we should leave now. I don't think we should stay here.
All right.
I know you want to get that
Kind of
oven going.
Longingly runs her hand over the oven.
Sana takes it, comes over to us, says, "Look, I promise, when all this is done, I'm going to buy you the biggest oven that I can.
All right.
And you can make cakes and
Just
buns
thinking.
and bread all day."
I do love buns.
I know. And I love your buns.
We all do.
All of them.
All right.
Especially the sticky ones.
All
They
right,
are the
darling.
best.
Yeah. Anyway, so shall we get going?
Yes, I guess this would be a good time to practice my campfire baking flatbread skills.
Yeah, I mean, you nearly got it last time. There was just a minor fire.
Maybe there won't be any
Sorry.
fire tonight. It's all right.
Well, we need some fire, so we don't freeze to death in the night.
I
you
mean-
know?
The fire shall be
On the
in our
buns.
hearts. And Sasana,
Let's
did you
go.
find the wine so that we can perform the sacraments and protect ourselves? And maybe Aethelfrith's great baking can be the flesh unto Christ that would perform the second part of the ritualistic consumption of him into our bodies.
I didn't.
I think rituals are a bad thing.
don't-
That's kind of what we're discovering here. I
don't
think so.
make
Maybe
meat-
don't do any like weird rituals.
Also, don't make flesh bread or meat pies. Typically, they're not my
Victor.
speciality.
When you met the Pope, did he say it was okay? You know, on a Sunday to eat the wafer and drink of the blood of Christ, our
Only in
brother,
bread.
Lord, and
Wait.
Saviour.
Hold on. You all are drinking
Future-
blood.
Son-in-law to Lady Alice. I forgot Parish didn't have a church. Aethelfrith,
Yeah, me too.
Tuesday is lesson day.
Okay, so I guess we're running down the sacraments, we're doing consecration, we're doing all of it, communion on Tuesday. All right, English and communion. Okay, let me just... Everybody
Is that
grab
before
your
or after
stuff.
PE?
Alright, let's take this nice bucket with us.
And
Let's take the
to
bucket.
I'm pretty sure it's only acceptable when you can verify that it is indeed Christ, which, if you do, please bring it to me first. I could verify it for you.
Well, having met the Pope, then clearly you are far more practiced and learned in this than any of us. So,
More
of
than
course.
once, Sasana.
More
You
than
know-
once.
For people afraid of the fair folk and their ways, you guys are talking about eating a person and drinking blood, so I think you're a bit
I
more
wasn't
strange.
talking
just
about any
saying.
of that.
We were kidnapped by a fair folk and given drugs and passed out, and then there was mucus of a beast upon our bodies. It was a rough time for everyone last week.
Excuse me, just one moment. Sana goes back into the room with all the bodies. She goes to a pew. She kneels. Hi, it's me again. Quick question.
Okay.
The fuck did I ever do to you? What?
Okay.
Comes back into the kitchen.
As you sit
All right.
down and kneel, you go like that. What did I ever do to you? And you feel something warm dripping down your cheeks and down your nose and ears,
Yeah.
and you notice it's blood.
Yeah,
And I need you to roll me a Constitution, please.
cool. That's a success.
Ooh.
Okay. You kind of go in, you pray, and then it starts, and you go, oh shit, yeah, of course. So you get up and kind of head out quickly before it really starts getting bad.
Yeah, she just like rubs the blood from her
Yeah.
nose, going, "Message received."
Comes back in, and I'm like, oh, heavens, it is catching. And I'll bring out a handkerchief.
Oh, Sasana's a
Fine.
woman too. Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations, Victor.
Yes, thank you.
I just want to go. Can we just leave? Can we please
you
just
can
leave?
go wherever you
let's
want.
leave.
Okay, so everyone is
Everybody
leaving.
got what they want. Everybody been to
No.
the toilet. Everybody used the bucket.
Are you taking the bucket?
Yes. It's a nice
Absolutely.
Just-
To make a lovely wedding present.
Okay, so you steal a nun's bucket. Okay.
Wait,
They're not using
One-
it. They're all dead.
if I might, I would like to use the bucket to collect some water from the nun's well outside for purposes unto mine own mind. Thank you.
Sure, you can. So you head outside. That one already has a bucket, but it's attached to a rope, so you can
I know,
lower
but
it
I
and
need to rinse
everything.
this bucket, after we've used it. So, dual purpose, really.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, absolutely. So everyone leaves. Thorn quickly heads over to the center well that was inside the courtyard, and does the bucket and cleans it out and everything like that. Yeah. While everyone else is waiting, it doesn't take you too long to do that, and you are ready to go. And you are heading to Chillstone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it'll take about a day's travel to get there, so you will have to camp tonight. But with your mule, Muley, pulling one cart, and who wants to pull Victor's? I mean, Victor, you can pull it if you want.
I'll pull my own cart.
Okay,
Like-
yep, that's fine.
I'm gonna be alongside because I'm intrigued by all of the things because I've never
Yeah.
seen anything like it all. So I'm gonna
It's a
be
massive
probably
assortment of-
prodding and poking everything on the way,
Okay.
looking at all the stuff.
All right, so you guys travel. You stick to the roads. Victor knows the way. He's been there once or twice. He knows these roads quite well because of his job, and continues. Is there anything you guys would like to do following this journey?
I would like to
try and
attempt to make another thing.
flatbread.
Sorry, what? Okay, so you want to make flatbread? What do you want? Really?
I promised Victor an item, so I should probably attempt
yes,
to make
of
that
course. Of course. Okay,
because
so
I feel in
you
need of an
travel-
angel detector more than ever.
Okay, you travel for the day until it gets dark, where you decide you find a small clearing, trees all around you, and a nice stream quite nearby, and you think this was a good place to set up camp. Astrid, as well as she did previously with the fire, continues and starts, unless someone else wants to, but if no one else does, she starts setting up the fire, and it's lovely and warm. Victor, you're kind of just putting the cart up, ready, making sure everything, and then Lady Alice approaches you.
I was just wondering if you had any requests for the item you wanted.
No, whatever you could make. I'm sure it'll be
Usually
more
they
than...
work better if there's some sort of theme.
Something holy.
Holy. Right. I know just the thing. I shall take myself back off to the cart and sit there, concentrating very hard with my clay.
Okie dokie. You roll me a art craft roll then, please.
Hooray, it's perfect.
Okay. All right. So you finish. What did you make?
I made a
in
bucket
Lady
because they're holy.
Okay.
It's a beautiful bucket.
Okay. So you made, in your eyes, it's an absolutely exquisite bucket. You know, it's really, and you think you've got the curves all right. You've got how sturdy it is all right. You're convinced you could fill this up with water and use it as a bucket. And you go to Victor and hand him this. In Lady Alice's eyes, a bucket. In everyone else's eyes, this is a very girthy dick.
You went with the safe option. Well done.
Yes, I'll take him. Oh, holy relic indeed.
There you go. You like it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the best one I've ever done.
It's quite sufficient. Thank you.
I look very proud of myself.
Oh, and yes. I'll hand over the relic of Saint El.
Okay, roll me a 1d100.
Who, me or?
Just you, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you hand over this. What does this relic look like? What does it look like?
I want to say it's like a small glass viewing case, kind of like with locks of blonde hair.
All right, Lady Alice, that's what you receive.
Oh, that's lovely, and it'll help me detect angels. Yes.
Yes, no, you always know who is and isn't an angel with this.
Oh gosh, how clever! And I'll hold it up to him.
Always
Okay,
go with your gut instinct.
You don't get any instinct that Victor's an angel.
Oh, fabulous! It works. Well done.
Remember, if too many people see it, it will lose its power.
Oh gosh! I pop it down the front of my corset.
Likewise, yes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must make sure that this is sufficient. No,
Absolutely.
walk away.
Have fun.
Okay. I mean, it gets awfully lonely on the road, I guess.
If it isn't sufficient, please see a healer.
Okay. So Victor heads off into the woods with his new gift. Okay. Aethelfrey, you would like to cook?
Making bread. I'm trying to make bread
All
that
right.
doesn't burn.
Roll me.
I've learned
Roll me the
not
craft.
to put it directly into the
I don't know if I
fire this
can
time.
assist, but I tried to get a big flat stone and put it near the fire, ready for her to attempt this
Okay.
this time. So
All right. Okay, with that, I will add 10% to Aethelfrith.
Right. It's a success.
It's a success with the 10. Yep, with the 10.
The 10%.
So, yeah.
She's
So,
really. I love how, like, in season 1, I'm making the successes, but as soon as I'm away
Hey.
from an oven, it's just.
This is new to you. This is all like you've
is.
always
I love
had
it.
the
The
oven.
spice,
You've
no.
always had the equipment, and this is kind of like roughing it for you. And you have a go, and it works, but it's not your standard. It's better, and it will taste good, but it's not
It's
to the
edible.
Aethelfrith standard. Yeah, it's edible, 100% edible. But you're just like you're getting better without the oven, but the fire is too unpredictable sometimes, and you have to like really quickly change and adjust. But you do have something edible. Yeah.
All right. Dinner's ready. Everyone gets.
Okay.
It was Victor. I'll just leave I'll bet his cart.
He's going to be hungry for flatbread bread.
Okay, so Lady Alice, Susanna, Aethelfrith sit down by the fire. Anyone else join them for food?
No.
Yep.
yeah, I'll sit down.
Astrid sits down. Thorn, what are you doing?
Oh, hang on.
I have been 10 feet away this entire time, closely observing Astrid's construction of a fire, and it's just not how I would have done it. But no one asked me, so I'll be here.
Thorn,
the
you
edge,
can make your own
unwanted,
fire.
Unskilled.
down
I
on the
know
other
I
part of the
can.
camp.
I know I can. That is not the point. It's just been passive aggressive faces for like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think Sana gets halfway through her flatbread and looks up just and catches that look from Thorn. He's like, oh. Puts her flatbread down, comes over to sit next to Thorn. I thought we had to talk about this.
About what?
This whole attitude that you've got happening right now.
I do not have an attitude, Sir Sana.
You're lying to me.
Oh, I never.
Not only are you lying to me, Thorn, you're indulging in one of the 7 deadly sins.
I don't have any cake.
You seem to be very envious of Astrid.
I'm not envious. I'm simply
Uh-huh.
overlooked and underappreciated in my own time.
I see.
Just used to be my job.
Oh, Thorn. Well, think of it this
Just
way.
what am I to do? We get to camp, and
Yeah.
normally there I go, and I collect the wood, and I stack it all up, and I make it like the round tower, and then since Lady Alice properly corrected me about what towers should look like, I make it like the tall tower, which reminds me of you, but that's another story. And now I'm just sat here watching Astrid, and Astrid makes it like a mountain. And she even puts stones in it.
Well, you ever thought, Thorn, that I let her do it and not you? Because she works so hard the rest of the time that I think you should have a bit of time to relax?
I do
To look
work
after
hard, and I
yourself?
did become a woman today.
You did, and it's very traumatic, isn't it?
Speaking of trauma, does this mean I'm now a candidate for angel babies?
No. Mm-mm.
You're right,
No,
I
you'll be
am
all right.
sinful. I would not be as graceful as Lady Alice, and am not worthy of bearing.
I'm
I'm sorry I gave you the plague, by the way.
You didn't give me the plague. Give over. Look.
Can I
Thorn,
polish your armor?
You can if you want to.
I can sharpen your sword.
You can do that as well, yeah.
I can't
Needs a
undent
good
your shield. I
cleaning.
tried.
No, I'm gonna need a new one, I think.
For now, it's all right. I'll pray to the saints and God to be our shield.
All right.
You know, I was looking into the flames of that fire and I thought I saw a fairy dancing in it. Do you think it's a portal? Is she the one? I don't know whose side she's on.
Hey, whoa, Thorn. Deep breaths. You know that the fires can trick you. And you know what your imagination is like? It goes running away, right?
You're right. The bunny shadow puppet was a lot.
It was, and I'm sorry. I should have realized that it would have been too much for you to handle.
And then the bird came down and the baby's
Simon's just gonna scoop Thorn into a hug. Look, you alright? No. Pat. Sana's like, I don't know how to fucking parent. What am I doing? She's doing like really awkward.
So sorry.
And she looks. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what my mum used to do when I got all in my feelings?
What did your mum used to do?
She'd sing me a song.
Oh, would she? Well, unluckily for you, Thorn, my voice was described as, how did my father put it? Like a rusty rake being dragged along cobblestones.
Was your father a squire? Because that's rather poetic. I could work with that. A rusty rake doth bellow out the words of God, shattering cobblestones beneath her feet with righteousness.
There she goes. All right,
I feel better
Thorn.
now.
I'm glad. Will you eat your flatbread? Aethelthrift worked really hard on it.
And it doesn't look black today.
No, it's passable this time.
I've heard that about flatbreads.
They're only good when you put stuff in them. But we won't
Sharing
talk
is
about that, right?
caring.
Sharing is caring, but not that particular thing, because Aethelthrift will get upset.
All right.
All
Don't
right.
tell
And when
her
you've
about
done
the garlic and butter that we found out about that from that Frenchman. About the only good thing the French have ever suggested to us.
It is, honestly. It is. All right. So what I want you to do, polish up that armor, sharpen the sword. And once you've done that, tell Aethelthrift how lovely that flatbread was.
Right. And I shall also praise Astrid on the fire, Victor on meeting the Pope, and Lady Alice on being pretty, because it always makes her half smile and tell me I'm adorable, which makes me feel better.
Well, there you go. All right, you better now?
Yes.
You gonna stop this face? There we go. She pinches her cheek and goes back over to Aethelthrift, and she's like, oh my god, kids. Ugh. I thought I was getting a squire, not a child.
What's the difference?
Well, usually if they're just your squire, you can send them off and, you know,
You can't eat a squire.
slap them if they get mouthy, but I don't know. I can't do that to Thorn.
Lady Alice will go over to Thorn if she can see that Thorn's been upset and sit down and squeeze her hand and go, it's all right. I get quite tearful when I get the plague as well.
It's been a big day, Lady Alice. I'm sorry that I should ruin it with my theatrics. And there's like little tear tracks in the dried blood.
There. Sort of pat you on the head very badly.
You know, Lady Alice, whenever you do that, it makes me feel so much better.
Oh,
I really do think
does it?
you're very special, you know?
Oh, gosh, aren't you adorable? Would you like me to do it more?
Yes.
All right then. And I just repeatedly pat her on the head over and over, and I'm not sure when to
Lady
stop.
Alice.
Is that enough? Yes.
Do you ever pretend that you're a cat sometimes?
No. Do you think I should?
I just always thought it'd be nice to be a cat. Get pats on the head and lie in the sun. Ask for belly scratches and then claw someone's eyes out.
Well, you shouldn't do that. Is that
No.
how you got the plague? On your face?
No. That was listening to the nuns, I think. Don't listen to the nuns, Lady Alice, especially the silent ones.
I don't know what that means. But I'm sure it's terribly clever.
I'll work on an explanation for Tuesday.
Oh yes, gosh, I should take notes. And I'll
Could you teach me
look
how
about
to read,
writing.
Lady Alice?
Oh gosh, no. Oh, aren't you funny? No.
You're right. I was a terrible student learning how to do your sculpting.
Oh well, maybe you just need to, try a little harder, do it a lot more. I just made Victor something and he seemed terribly pleased.
Lady Alice, will you one day make me something when I am worthy? Now I'm grown up and a woman. I feel almost ready to take on a quest like Sasana. And when I complete that quest, it would be nice to have a reward. I'm only simple and common. I won't get a nice title. And I can't ever write my own name. But a reward from Lady Alice. It would be like a holy relic to me.
Well, I
could show the Pope
I shall
when I
not
meet
use
him.
the good clay then, but have a think about what you would like me to make, and I shall make it for you when your quest is
You
done.
could use Astrid's fire to bake it in. It's a very good fire.
And my eyes go wide. Oh gosh, I didn't fire Victor's. Oh gosh, that's a one-use item.
Hard cut to Chillstone the next day.
Speaking of
Victor's got
Victor,
muddy smudges.
yeah. Speaking of Victor, you went off onto into the woods. Are you going to do anything that can be said publicly on this channel and that doesn't break Twitch POS?
Yes, let's just say Victor is re-emerging from the woods and going over to where Thorn and Lady Alice are. They sit down and like, oh, that was sufficient, but disappointing in the end. And things go soft halfway through it. So.
Oh well, I mean, it may be salvageable. You could just pop it in the fire with the remaining flatbreads.
Yes, I shall try that. But Thorn, I've heard your woes with Sasana. I might have an item that could help you with that. Something I have received from the Pope, actually.
His items are terribly good. He gave me something for detecting angels. I'm going to wave it at Astrid later.
Lady Alice, no, you must keep it
I'm
secret.
not muted, I'm just mining, fam. Don't worry. My face does this sometimes. What kind of an item? From the Pope.
From the Pope.
Wait. You didn't steal it, did you? Because
Don't worry,
I
there's a gift.
understand taking something to remember things. Oh, well, right, a gift. That's all right then.
A gift from His Holiness, from the Saint Flavor of Flavor. It helps to proclaim greatness of those you deem worthy. And with it, the people of authority can never ignore you.
Oh, so like Thorn's, like your bell, Thorn.
Like my bell. But Susanna will like it. And
Oh,
listen
most
to me.
definite.
And it's not a
Your
sin
voice-
in any way to use it, because it's from the Pope, right?
Exactly. But no one must ever know, because then it loses all its holiness.
Lady Alice,
But
you
your
don't
voice
know
will-
anything.
About what?
Exactly.
Your voice
So
and
Vic-
singing shall ring from the heavens.
So, Victor, roll me a fast talk with advantage because Thorn is so gullible. And just. So, advantage means you just roll twice and pick the better one. That's the way we've done it here.
Let's just go with that.
Yeah, Yeah. You are 100% convinced this will do what Victor is saying.
And you're just going to give it to me. That's so generous of you. I shall protect it with all my might.
I mean, as a merchant, I unfortunately can't just give it away, especially something from the Pope. But if we come
But he
upon an
gave it
item you
away.
deem, yes, because of my amazing prayers to the Lord.
I've got prayers. I shall give you one.
Yes, please make me a prayer, and I shall trade you for it.
Dear God, please bless our friend Victor, who doth know your representation here on our great flat earth. Please, may the stars watch over him, as you are a busy, busy man. So busy you did not make your date with the Lady Alice. But don't worry, I shall smooth that over. And I shall smooth it over with my voice as blessed by Saint Flavor de Flavor, holiest of saints, or so I am told, by Victor, who I am asking you to do a solid and look out for, because his previous was not fully baked. Amen.
And I'll just whisper to the side. Dear darling, please listen to Thorn. They've had a terribly hard day and became a woman. Lots of love, Alice. Oh, P.S. The flatbed was excellent, thank you.
That was quite lovely. And I think I'll hand over what looks like an hourglass with a finger inside of it.
Okay, Victor, roll me a D100, please.
I have questions.
We've all got questions.
Okay. Okay, carry on.
Oh gosh, how did you get that in there? That's terribly clever.
It came this way. It definitely did not make it about an hour ago.
What?
What?
I can't see
Cheers
it
to
anymore, so it ceased
flatbread.
to exist.
Someone's going to raise up
Oh,
a
that's-
hunk of flatbread.
There's flatbread, yes. I am quite famished after ensuring your lovely sculpture was quite worth the effort.
Oh,
I'm
dear
glad
God,
you
keep an
liked
eye out for Aethelfrith. She did good on the bread today. Ramen. Aethelfrith, good job on the bread today.
It was very
Thanks,
nice and
it's-
exceptionally flat.
It was very flat. It's not up to her standard.
Oh,
But at least they can eat it today.
Okay. Would anyone else like to chat or do anything tonight before you all head to bed?
I'm going to say some
it's
more
best.
slightly annoyed prayers, but they're muttered under
Okay.
my breath because I don't like being stood up.
All right, no problem. It's probably the first time ever that has happened to Lady
Yes.
Alice.
Yes.
So it's a bit weird. But it is God, so, give him a break.
He's very busy.
He's very busy.
Trying not to be a bitch
so,
about it, but
So, so you all, I'm assuming you're going to rotate a watch. You want to do a what? Rotate a watch. Okay, you all fall asleep. Lady Alice, Susanna, Aethelfrith, and Thorn go to their place of security in their dreams, the field, the sun, all the flowers and stuff. Astrid and Victor, you have a reasonable sleep. It's quite a reasonable kind of... it's not great, but it's not ridiculously uncomfortable. And the night, if everyone in the watch, goes uneventful. It's cold, but the fire, again, because Astrid made it, lasted through the night, right until morning. And you wake up ready to carry on your journey to Chillstone. So it'll probably take most of the morning to get there, but you should be there by midday, as long as there's no interruptions or anything like that.
I am feeding Rambo what's left of the flatbread for breakfast and having a conversation with him about the puppy in my dream and how I wish it was a real puppy, and I wonder if it is a real puppy somewhere. Because I'm pretty sure someone donated to give me a pet and it hasn't turned up yet, but that's alright.
First time I'm hearing this.
Session 1!
I don't remember that. Be thankful you got Rambo. Who knows? Who knows?
God's getting snarky with you as well, Thorn.
God's got a right cob on today.
Right. So you are all heading straight to Chillstone, yeah? Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I'm
So,
gonna
carry on.
be. Oh no, sorry, carry on. I don't.
No. It's just something you want
Divert
to
more from the plot by randomness.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm gonna be back next to Victor, and finally she plucks up the courage to be like, she picks up some random item off the thing and is just like, so, where did all this come from?
What do you mean?
What is it all? It looks... Some things look like they might be tools, but other things look like they're just decorations.
Oh,
What did they do?
Quite honestly, nothing.
Oh, so they're just pretty things. I mean, I don't think they're all that pretty. Some of them have fingers in them, but generally, maybe some people find that pretty.
Oh, well, you're not a believer, so there's no need to worry.
Oh, it's for people who talk to the air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so they talk to invisible things and they need weird things with fingers in them. Okay. I'm really understanding the word less and less the more I see it.
Well, I mean, if you ever use it for a ritual or something, you seem to have known about things.
Yes, it depends on the type of ritual, though. You don't want to be... You've got to be careful about which things you do, because a lot of them are bad.
But you won't only know until you try, right?
Pretty much, yeah, because really Cassandra didn't tell me very much at all. She kept telling me things were bad and seals were bad and that people were going to kill themselves and try and open seals, but she really didn't tell me much else. I don't even know where Chillstone is, but we're going there, so you never know. Maybe it'll just come to me in a weird dream, or maybe the invisible people everyone talks to will talk to me and tell me something.
I mean, Chillstone's not even close to the sea, so I don't even know how we'll find all the seals.
talking about a different kind of seal, to be honest.
Add another one to the Tuesday lesson.
You know how this... You know how you've done this with the bottle, with the wax? That's a seal.
Oh,
So don't break it, actually, because 13 of these, bad. Okay.
well, I'm sure there's nothing valuable inside anything with a seal. Right? Could it be valuable?
Sometimes poisons. So you have to be a bit careful.
People buy poisons.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you all continue on, and after like a full morning's travel, you approach. You can see this dirt road heading into kind of like a settlement. Around this settlement, it's much bigger than parish. It is what would be classed as a town. You can see kind of like wooden walls stretched around it. There are farms on the outside of the walls, but primarily there's wooden walls around it. There's a trench that has been dug around it as well. And you can see that there is a hill in the center of this town, which you can see that there is a big kind of like quite large accommodations, like large houses, and then just a little bit further up, the hill goes up a little bit further. You can see a church on the top. It's kind of like a Motte and Bailey kind of thing, but more of like a settlement version instead of just a castle version of it. And you can see people are heading in. It's actually quite busy. You can see quite a few carts and families heading in. You can see people from farms are starting to head in through the gates. The gates, you can see are two guards there. They both have shields. And they both have spears, and they're wearing kind of like a brigand. Was it brigandine or brigantine? I can't remember which one it is. Brigandine, right?
Teen is the ship.
Teen is the ship. I always mix those two up. So they're brigandines, and they're just kind of there, smiling, greeting everyone that's coming in. It's quite a pleasant day as well. The sun is shining. It's still bitterly cold, but it's one of those nice, sunny, cool winter mornings. Would you like to approach the gates?
Yeah.
All right.
Victor slows down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to the back of the group and is just slowly rearranging things in the cart. Just make it look more
no problem.
presentable.
Okay. So you start to head in. Victor stops for a while very quickly, rearranges things, as you do, and you start through the gate. People start coming in, they've got children, they're quite happy, everything seems to be quite jovial. And you approach the gate, and the guards kind of look you up and down. Susanna, Lady Alice, Aethelfrith, Thorn, they don't really bat an eyelid. Victor again, they might look at the cart, but then that's about it. Astrid, they pause for a minute and have a look, just look her up and down, just because of the clothes she's wearing. But apart from that, they kind of just smile and just say, welcome.
Is this cold?
Thanks awfully. I'll sort of flounce my hair back.
If you do that, they kind of blush and they look down and like that. This is Chillstone. Yeah.
Chillstone. So it's not. Yeah, it's chilly, not cold, right? Do you have any seals here?
They look at each other. What do you mean? What do you mean by a seal?
Like, is anything sealed away?
Yeah. We got kegs of beer sealed up. We got, yeah, I think there's a load of merchants in there. They've got a load of sealed goods as well. Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe. I don't really know.
Right.
We'll go look.
And he looks at Astrid and then the others, just to see, like, is she all right?
I just step forward and I say, look, she's from Danish Mercia. She's a little different, you know. Don't worry.
And then they kind of straighten up a little and have a look. All right. I'll just keep an eye on her.
Yeah. I mean, she converted. She's one of my followers, so.
Oh, right.
You know, So, sorry to bother you. We'll just be on our way.
All right. Well, enjoy.
I don't
Thank you.
suppose there are any nuns around the place, or cake.
Well, I don't think there's any nuns. No, they left. But we have a church and a priest just up the hill.
Oh, lovely. I'm supposed to be getting married, you see.
Congratulations. The man is very lucky. Very, 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 very lucky. Yep.
Do you hear that? Show up this time.
Did the nuns definitely leave, or did you just not see them? Have you checked all of the rooms?
Because sometimes people go into other rooms and it doesn't mean they've stopped happening. You just can't see them, you see?
Well, I mean, I didn't see him leave, but I haven't seen him for a while, so I assume they left.
Where were they normally?
Before they left.
Well, we're normally up in the church. I'm just a guard here. I'm just here to greet people. I don't know. I'm just
sorry.
Could you move along? Yeah,
You're doing a very good job.
Move along.
You're doing a lovely job. I feel very greeted. I feel thoroughly
Thanks.
greeted.
Okay, good. Right, move along, please.
One quick question, please, sir.
Yeah.
What services are at the church today?
None today.
I thought you said they left. I'm sorry, I had to.
Would his father take confession, though?
Oh yeah, the father's there. Yeah. I thought you meant like public service. Yeah, the father's still up there to take confession.
What is his name?
And all that. Father. This is where I need a random thing.
Father Bob.
Father Bob.
Bob.
Father Arthur. There.
Father Arthur
Father
is a good
Arthur.
name. I
It is a
like
good
it.
name.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Right.
off you go.
Thanks,
Yes.
ever so. And I blow them a little kiss.
And they did like red cheeks, and they kind of just look to the side and.
I watch this and I do the same.
I mean,
Fair
they
enough.
smile. It's quite not the same, but they kind of smile.
And she
and
literally just
smile
goes-
back.
She doesn't even know what she's doing. She just smacks her face.
Yeah.
Points it at.
Well, if everyone else is doing it.
Okay. All right. And you all start to head in. They don't even stop to check your wagon or anything like that. You're free to go in, no problem. As you enter, you can see that there are buildings on either side. There's a stables to your left as you enter in, and kind of there is no like paved road. It's all like mud and just well worn through foot traffic and carts and horses. And you move on a little bit, and then there's kind of like a market square in the open, and it has kind of like buildings around it. So they've kind of dotted around, and then it goes into little kind of streets snaking through the city. In the center, you can see there are many, many stalls out there, you know, like selling goods. It's very busy, very crammed, packed. There's a notice board at the center as well. And further on, you can see that there are steps kind of going up and up to where the big kind of house is. And if you look up, you can see guards at the top there, and every few steps down, you see another set of guards, and so forth, all the way down. It's busy, it's loud, people are exchanging commerce, they're laughing, it's a joyful kind of, area. Quite nice for the Middle Ages.
There is a lot of people to greet you when you go up those steps. Like every 2 steps, someone's going to say hello.
Yeah, it
Who
makes
do they
me
not
wonder
normally?
who's at the other end. Who's in that house?
Okay, Victor,
Apparently
could
not
you roll me a
nuns.
spot hidden, please?
Sure.
All right.
Hard.
So you're looking through the crowd, and all you see above a lot of people is sucker, like just to sell things to. These are all like potential, things. You're like, oh, I could do well here. This is great. And you have a look at the competition, and one particular stall set up, you recognize the person there. It's another traveling merchant that you know called Omar. You've known him for ages and ages and ages. You haven't seen him for a while. He used to travel around quite a bit. You would meet them in towns, but it's been quite some time. But that kind of is what sticks out for you.
Was I friendly with Omar?
Yeah, he was like a fellow merchant, fellow member of the game, so to speak.
Okay. So
You had a kind of
the
respect,
competitive.
like, kind of, but a friendly, competitive kind of thing, yeah.
Cool.
I'm just going to interrupt really quickly and thank Kai Hawkeye for his resub and for those big crits. That means we all get a little dice up on our screen. Thank you so much.
Ooh, thank you.
Thanks awfully.
Okay, so what would we like to do?
I'm just going to be looking at all the stalls because I'm not used to having to pay for anything.
Yeah,
Oh God.
okay.
I'm going to be following Lady Alice so she doesn't get her hand chopped off for thievery.
No problem. No problem.
So I'll go up to Omar.
All right.
And-
So he's there. He's talking away. He is a bit. How old is Victor again? I forgot.
22.
22. Okay, so he's a bit older. He's probably around the 25, 26 range. He's got kind of like a brown beard that is, as it's a bit messy, but as best as he can do. He's wearing warm clothes. He's got brown eyes, and he's kind of got short cut dark hair, and he's talking to a customer at the moment trying to sell something, and he's like, oh, you want this, don't you? Yeah, it'd be beautiful, like it goes so well with your eyes. Oh, it's just absolutely perfect, absolutely. But no, okay, well, maybe next time. Bugger. And he looks and he knows Victor.
Omar, I see you still haven't learned how to haggle properly.
Oh, well, it's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd, so many stalls and stuff. But, I'm trying. It's not too bad, What are you doing here?
Oh, just traveling, I mean, I had to get away from the north for a bit, so
Oh,
things
what?
happen.
Well, what happened up north? It's not the Danes again, is it?
Possibly.
Oh, bloody hell, that's the last thing we need.
Unfortunately, Giles is not with me at the moment, but hopefully one day.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. He's normally not far from... Where is Giles? Is he up on another business venture?
He's just a bit held up at the moment, so not
All
quite sure
right.
how long he'll be held. you know how it goes.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. So, what brings you to Chillstone? You here for the festival?
Festival. Oh,
Yeah.
looks like I came at the right time.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Advent's around the corner, mate. It's like it's gonna come, and Chillstone has a wonderful thing where all the farms and all the convents, they gather all their food and bring it here, and we have a big festival. Everyone from all around just comes together, and it's a joyful festival of Advent to celebrate. And then we have Christmas, and it's a great time. Great for making a buck. Yeah, great for making a bit of thing.
Oh, I'm sure. Since so many people have come to celebrate, how about we have a friendly competition to see who can help people celebrate the most?
He smirks, but he's a bit wary because he knows how good you are. So, roll me a. You can choose either charm or persuade.
Ooh, charm.
Okay.
Yeah, charm.
All right.
Let's use one luck and make that extreme.
Extreme. He looks at you, and he looks at your cart, and he judges it, and then he looks at his stall. All right, and yeah. The Advent goes for about 2 weeks. I think I could do that. You're on, Victor. And he kind of extends his hand for you to shake.
So, like old times, then.
Absolutely. But this time I'm going to win. I'm going to win this time. Don't you worry. Right. So what are the stakes? What are the stakes? An item from yours and an item from mine, like the usual?
Let's do... If we could have... I will wager my most... unusual item, and you can wager yours. Let's really bring it up, since we have a full 2 weeks.
All right. I'll tell you what. This isn't all my stuff. I've got it some locked up, on my cart that's down by the stables.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a look at what I've got, and then I'll have a look there, and then say later tonight in the tavern we can get together and I can tell you what I've got and what you've got, and we'll see where we go from there.
All right. Tonight at the tavern.
All right.
Great.
Fantastic.
Great seeing you again, Omar.
You too,
Looking
Victor.
forward to it.
Enjoy the festival. And then he turns, you, over there. Look, I've got the perfect... And he heads off and starts trying to sell something.
Yeah, and
All right.
head back to Nemesis.
All right. Everyone else, what would you like to do?
Lady Alice,
Yes.
I hate to tear you away from your shopping, but if you wouldn't mind accompanying me, I think we should maybe go see who lives in that big house. And what better excuse than two nobles arriving in town? We got to introduce ourselves, do the polite thing.
Oh, absolutely. It's only proper.
Only proper.
Come on then.
Lead the
And
way.
I skip
Okay.
towards it. Like a
All right, so Lady
Disney-
Alice, Susanna heads towards these stairs going up.
On the way,
what is
do I
everyone else
spot
doing?
Thorn, or is Thorn vanished?
Thorn, have you just disappeared into the crowd?
Thorn went straight to the church. She has a lot to talk to the father about.
Okay, to get to the church, you have to pass all the guards.
I walk on my own two legs. My feet
All right.
doth carry me to the house of God.
Okay, no problem. So,
But I might use a bit of stealth to speed up the process because I don't want to explain to all of them what's going on.
okay.
private conversation.
So you head it. Okay, so roll me a stealth. Astrid and Aethelfrith, what would you like to do?
Astrid is just jaw on the floor, like she's suddenly in a really big village, town, whatever, and there's a market going on, right? So there's just like she's information overload going on right now. And I think if nobody sort of like grabs her, she's probably just gonna sort of randomly wander towards every single stall and whatever she smells, and she's just like a puppy dog going, what is happening? And she's just gonna get completely distracted by everything.
Possibly for the first time in your life, everyone, like people in the town that weren't in the wild, are actually smiling and greeting you. They're treating you, like they're saying, "Oh, do you like that? Do you want it? Oh, is it?" And it's all smiling, and everyone is so cheerful towards you. It's a first for Astrid.
She will get probably very confused when people start to offer her things, and she will just take them. And if they then want money, she's going to wonder what the hell they're talking about.
All right.
So yeah, there might be a bit of that.
So there is points. So some things are free. So there are little bits of kind of like food that they give out for free. So you can just nibble on and see. But other things, like they'll give a price and you'll stare at them a bit confused. And they'll say, well, you don't have it. And you'll have to, you'll either have to run or just put it back down.
And
Your call.
I'm not gonna run. She's gonna just be confused to be like, oh, gift, not a gift. Okay, you want, and maybe she'll start wondering if she's got anything. I don't think she's probably got very much at all, except maybe some pretty pebbles she's once found or something. She'll be like, trade?
Yeah. Okay, I mean, you can try and trade those pretty pebbles.
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Okay, so
she's gonna see people passing things, but maybe doesn't see what they quite are, so she's just trying to do the same.
All right.
Oh.
Roll me a fast talk to try and get yourself through this and try and. You do have crits.
Yeah, I might have to use them because my fast talk is 5. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, that's 100. Can I roll one of those, or do you want to just go with that fumble because it could be more fun?
No, you can spend a crit if you want to.
Sure, we'll spend a crit. I can't speak. We'll spend one of those to just smile sweetly at them, very confused.
All right, you find a kind of like bracelet that has got some unusual kind of stones and gems on. It's very unusual, but incredibly pretty. It's got gems that are kind of greens and blues, and some even kind of whites. And it caught your eye, and it just seemed really pretty to you. And you've never owned anything for you. Everything you have is essentially been given to you by Cassandra. And you head on over, and you have a conversation with this person, who is a woman. She is kind of like in her 30s, and she's very pleasant, and she's like how she makes all these herself, and she finds these stones from all over the isle, and you pick it up and you offer her some very nice shiny stones, and you persuade her that these stones are kind of like from an exotic part of the forest where very rare people have gone. Barely anyone has touched these. These are one with nature. And she really enjoys the story, and she agrees. So she gives you the bracelet, and she takes those shiny pebbles, shiny stones, and probably going to make a piece of jewelry with them later.
Thank you.
She
This
smiles.
is doable. I can do this. I'm gonna run out of pebbles. I'm gonna go wandering off.
Okay. Aethelfrith, what are you
Well,
up to?
someone's got to stay with Mueller and the wagon that has all of our possessions and belongings.
There is a stables. You can leave it at the stables.
I think she is also a bit like Astrid and like, this is so much bigger than Parish. Oh my gosh, there's so many people here. Because it was kind of like every time she mentioned like, well, maybe we could go to the next town over. She got like the Mother Knows Best dance and never leave. So this is her first time out of Parish in another town or city, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
But I think after kind of absorbing it for a bit, she will go to the stables to get Mueller taken care of.
All right. There seems to be kind of like the stables are absolutely rammed packed full of horses, mules, kind of ponies. It's really, really busy. And there's a stable boy there, and he's kind of shoveling hay to make sure that all the animals are fed. And he's kind of just shoveling away.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
You
Oh!
wouldn't happen to have room in your stables for Mueller here and a cart?
Yeah. I think I can find a place. Yeah. Follow me. I think I'll find something. And he kind of heads off, and he turns around a corner. Oh yeah, right here. And you lead Mueller to kind of like, it's a smaller kind of trough. It's shared with another kind of mule. It is undercover. It's kind of like in a kind of shed. And there's space for the cart to be next to it. Goes, you can leave the cart there. Don't worry about what's on it, your possessions. There's guards that guard it all day and all night. So, you'll be fine. Everything will be fine
All
there.
right.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
And he's kind of waiting.
How
He's like,
much does it cost? Stable
just
good friend Mueller.
Just two copper pieces. That's all.
Oh,
For the festival. Ooh, thank you.
She'll land on the 2 pennies because Aethelfrith actually has money. She's
And he puts them
she's
away.
cheap
Go,
and
thank you.
dope.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Enjoy the
Thank
place. Enjoy
you.
the festival. Okay.
What festival is going, if you don't mind me asking? I'm from out of town.
Oh, where's Advent?
Advent.
Yeah.
Thank
It's like
you.
leading up yeah. Okay, cool. Enjoy. And he heads off and he starts,
He said that like I should know what
okay.
that means. As she's like walking away.
all right. You walk away from the stables again. People are brushing, just going past and forth, barely kind of like paying attention to. They're all in their own little world.
I think she'll wander a bit.
All
Maybe-
right.
Maybe keep an eye out for a bakery.
Okay, all right, no problem. Okay, we'll leave you wandering around a bit. Thorn, you approach the steps to go up. There are two guards at the front, and they're kind of just looking around. And as you go a little bit further, there's another two, and another two, and another two, until you reach the top. You attempt to sneak by. You get past the first two while they're kind of like watching the thing without a problem. But the other two behind them, all they've got to watch is what's in front of them, basically. And they see you. They go, "Oi! What are you doing here?"
Good day, I'm going to church. Got a confession to make.
"Oh, afraid church isn't open just now."
Could you direct me to the father then, please? I was told he is in the house of God.
"Father? Yeah, he's probably in the tavern."
An important place to consult with your community. I understand.
Yeah, I bet that's what he says, yeah.
Why is the church not open?
Orders of the master.
Which master?
Master of Chillstone.
And who might that be exactly?
You're not from around here, are you?
No, what was the first giveaway? Is it my hat?
No, but it's a nice hat. No, it's the fact that you
Thank
don't
you.
know who the master is. No. The master is, as I look up his name.
I've just got here from Paris. You wouldn't believe the state of that village. They didn't even have a church.
Church without a village? That's weird. Sorry, it's Master Awood.
Master? Oh.
Yeah.
Why would he order the church closed? Isn't it important that it is open at all times to the children of God, the brothers and sisters, your brothers and sisters?
I'm just a guard. I just follow orders, and he ordered it.
I understand. I'm just a squire. I got to do the same thing sometimes.
Oh, so you know. You understand.
Even when you think maybe they're looking at it the wrong way, and if only they'd listen to you about the devil and, you know, the French, and that maybe that extra cup of mead isn't going to win them the arm wrestling contest that they think it's gonna. You know, sometimes you do your best and you lay in that hedge and you tell them they did a good job. And of course they're right. And then sometimes you shut up because it's for the best. Look.
Yeah.
It's been a while. And I feel like I should really reconnect and, you know, get some things off of my chest. I'll keep it quiet. Just step in the door, you know, give a little nod. God is everywhere, but he listens better when you go to church.
Roll me a persuade.
Ooh, Thorn, are you any good at this? Ooh, Thorn is okay at it. No! Can I use one of the rerolls?
You can push it or you can crit it. No, it's a crit. So you succeed.
I'll crit it. I want to get
succeed.
into church.
It's an auto
This
succeed.
currently feels like a good place to get into right now.
He goes, look, I understand, you're one of us, you know. Look, I can't let you go through this way. But if you follow the road round that way, down at the bottom, there's kind of like, it's more of like a path to the side. That's where people normally go. This one's reserved for important people, you know. You might be able to get up there. There'll be guards there, but maybe they'll be more able to do it. But I just can't let you pass this way.
I understand. What's your name so I can tell them that you said it was all right?
Jason.
I'm sorry. All right, thank you, Jason. If you see Lady Alice, beautiful lady, blonde hair, she is exceptionally important, and I would maybe not be in her way. It's not worth it. Just between us, because we're the same, you and I.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for the warning. I'll keep an eye out for that. Yeah, thanks for the warning. Yeah. All right.
Her dad owns like a whole city.
Oh, he's rich, is he?
Yeah.
All right, well,
and
I'll.
She's marrying God.
What?
That's how important she is. She travels with a man who's been to lunch with the Pope 3 times. The same number of times Judas did deny our God as his friend. Do not deny the Lady Alice, Jason.
Right, I got a guard.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm taking up all your time. I'll just go down the back, round the path, and up, and I'll go speak to whoever's around there today.
That's right, yeah.
Also with Lady Alice, wonderful lady, makes excellent buns. Ethelfrith. Highly recommend. We get hungry when we guard, right?
Ethelfrith's buns, right. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm always hungry, yeah. Particularly when you're standing here all day.
Totally.
Right, yeah. You better shoot off before I get in trouble.
Right, yes. Scurrying away like a squirrel through the night.
Alright, bye. Yeah. And the other guard's
Take care,
next to
Jason.
him just looking at him going... He's like, what? And you scurry off. So you scurry down and
I like to
scurry
think
down and
Thorn slides down the banister type thing, or she'll run down the stonework rather than
Yeah,
go down
yeah.
the stairs.
Yeah, down the stonework. The two guards are there going, just having a look. And as you're running down and you just slip past them, just so that they don't see because they're looking at something, you head off to the side. Lady Alice and Susanna approaches the two guards at the bottom. They're kind of just looking
I
around.
pay no attention to them because they're not important.
So you try to walk past?
Yes, I'm just used to guards.
So you start heading forward, and as you immediately try to head past, two spears just kind of go right in front of you and block you. Hey!
Oh, gosh.
What do you think you're doing?
Well, I'm going over there.
Oh,
Terribly
sorry,
but you've blocked my way.
Yeah, it's off limits.
Oh, aren't you funny? Isn't he funny?
Sana
Limits,
steps forward
indeed.
and kind of takes Lady Alice by the arm, just pulls her back a little bit so she's not up in the face of these two guards. I'm sorry, gentlemen. My good lady here is not used to such resistance. May I ask why the path is blocked?
Master's orders. No one goes up. And they
Oh,
kind of
gosh, so
stand
nobody-
up a bit more relaxed now. It's no longer blocked.
Nobody told him. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Somebody once got a spear out around me and my father had them hanged.
They kind of look at each other.
We
Right,
simply wish to
okay.
introduce ourselves to the master.
All right, well, unfortunately, the master's saying he's not taking any company right now.
Well, that's a grave offense. The Lady Alice here and myself have traveled for quite some way to make it here. And Sana's voice has changed. She's around, usually she's got this like lower, sort of more common thing, but now she's putting on the noble voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
well,
it's been quite a difficult ride. We were looking for some help.
I
oh,
travelled all the way from Northumbria. It was quite the journey.
that is.
And I came from over there. And I just point down the road.
All right. So you're not local, and you local?
Not local, he
Lo-
says, Lady Alice.
Local. Aren't you funny? And I just chuck him under the chin.
He blushes.
They've
It's
got
like,
they've got very funny ones here. I know it must be terribly difficult, holding that the whole time. You're doing a terribly good job of it, but you can stop now. I'm trying to be as charming as possible.
okay. All right. Roll me a charm. Susanna, you roll me a persuade.
Okay. Can I instead intimidate him? I'm kind of going for that sort of like she's squaring her shoulders and putting on the haughty voice, and she's hitting him with the "Do you know who I am?"
All right. Yeah. Go on then. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Go on.
I did sharpen a
That's
sword
it.
last night.
Mm-hmm.
So
Your armor's
success
very
and
shiny.
successes.
Linting.
So Lady Alice is working on one guard and you're working on the other one, like with a more kind of thing. Yeah, I purposely worded it like that.
Thanks.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, with the one Lady Alice, he kind of blushes and he's like, I mean, it's quite, and he looks to the other guy for help, and his attention's directly on you, and he's kind of back it. He's like, well, I don't want to get in, any trouble or anything, but
Oh, I wouldn't want you to get in any trouble either.
no,
You've
but
probably got lots of very important guarding to do.
yeah, but
And
I
it's
just
very difficult to do that if you don't have a head.
Yeah, that's really difficult. Look, I mean, I appreciate where you're coming from. The best I can do is send message to him. We can't let you through. It's his orders. But we can send message that you're here. If that's, you know.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely. I mean, feel free to say that, oh gosh, where's Thorn? I'm not used to having to announce myself.
Yes, usually we'd have the squire do it, but this is Lady Alice and Lady
Do you have a
Sana.
bell?
I don't have a bell, no.
Oh,
So,
that's
Lady
very
Alice,
unfortunate.
Lady Son. All right. And then one of the guards turns and kind of like looks up. Guards on the second, the two guards on the second turn and look up, and that repeats until someone at the top kind of turns, looks, and then you see a figure kind of run down. It's a kind of thin, scrawny man, comes running down, probably in his 20s, comes down, heads to the guard. Yeah, we got a message, Master. A Lady Alice and a Lady Sana wants to see him. And he kind of looks at the two of you, and he eyes you up and down. And who are they? Well, they're... and he's like, well, they're like rich, noble people. They said they wanted to see the master. And he's like, right, okay. And why would you want to talk to the master?
It's only
Why?
polite to introduce ourselves. Is that not
You
how
wish-
it's done down here?
Not for
Honestly,
quite some
thought better.
time. No.
Hmm.
Is
Oh,
that
well,
it? I can give your introductions to him send the message up.
Oh, well, usually
I wish
that
to
sort of thing
speak
is
to
done in
him.
person.
Yes, it is above your pay grade as it is so, but tell him it's a matter of grave importance, which involves all of our earthly souls. Do you think you can do
Indeed.
that?
Roll me a persuade, Sana.
I'm gonna use a crit.
do
I've
have
got a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And he
My
kind
persuade is
of,
15.
as you're talking to him, it's kind of like he's not really paying attention. But when you say that, it catches. He's like, he pauses for a minute and looks worried. He's like, "Oh, I see. I will relay the message that you wish to speak to him, and will come forth as soon as I can with an answer. Where will you be staying?"
Well, you'll be terribly quick, won't you? We could just stay here.
I will be as quick as I can, but I do not know when I will have an answer.
Should you need us, we'll be in the town square, partaking in the festival.
Very good. I will be back as soon as I can. And he kind of gives you a kind of quick bow, and he starts walking back up. And the two guards just look at each other, and they look at you, and they kind of shrug. Sorry.
No, it's alright, lad. You did what you could. Anyway, Alice, we heading back down?
Hey, hang on, didn't your voice change?
What?
Oh no. Sorry, I just saw your voice change, that's all.
Oh, weird. Must have been the wind.
Must have been, yeah. Well, enjoy the festival.
Thanks, lads.
I'm just
And
gaping
Sana
at the
holds out
guy
her
who's
arm.
walked, like gaping at this guy who's walked back up there. I've literally never been refused entry to anywhere, and I don't know what this waiting is.
I think Sana just takes Lady Alice's arm and just like pivots.
So we're to go away from the place we wish to go to.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
That's
I
ghastly. Why
know.
do people do it?
Rude, no manners. They weren't
Hmm.
brought up right, I guess.
Shall have a word with my darling tonight. Somebody's getting piles.
That feels like an abuse of power somehow, but I'm here for it.
That's it. I'm out.
Just take
Alright.
it down to the town
Alright.
square.
Just take it down to the town square into the crowd. Thorn. Oh, sorry. Before we go to Thorn, Victor, is there anything else specifically you would like to do at this present moment?
Probably just looking for a spot to set up for the festival.
Okay, no problem. Roll me just a quick spot hidden to see how good of a spot you can get.
Hot success.
Ooh. You can find yourself a pretty damn good spot. It's not in the main thoroughfare. It's not like, immediately come into the square, but you notice where the tavern was. The tavern, what was it called again? The tavern. Oh yeah, the Clapping Fish Inn. It's called a Clapping Fish Inn, and you notice a little space, just kind of like a little out in front of it. You've put two and two together. People are drunk when they're coming out. Easy to flog stuff to them. So you set up quite nicely there, and you've kind of like, yeah, it's a pretty good spot. Thorn. You head around to the sides, and you're going through the streets. Now, apart from the open square, once you're out of the square, it's kind of like narrow streets where houses just been built, and it's like they've been built as close together within the walls. So it's very, very narrow. Sometimes you have to like sidestep to avoid kind of getting, just brushing into someone. But after a while, you kind of weave your way through the streets, just following the hill all around. And as you carry on down, the hill gets higher and higher and higher. The house, you pass it, quite the big house, and then carry on. And it's just like a little higher, the church entrance. But on the side, you can see kind of like a zigzag, narrow stairs, kind of just zigzagging down the side. You can see two guards there. They're just standing there, just looking either side. It's a lot quieter here. You can tell it's a bit off the side. But yeah, you see two guards.
Hello, I just got sent round here by Jason. I got some business inside.
They pause and look. Who?
Jason, tall fella around the front. Tells me he's been having all sorts of problems with his feet, but I gave him a hookup with some good bread, and, Lady Alice is on her way, so...
Who?
Well, Master Awood might not have mentioned it to you because you know what these top guys are like. They like to keep news to the last minute, and then you're in it because there's, someone real rich and important standing before you threatening to have your head cut off because you don't know who they are. But don't worry, it's alright. Lady Alice, very important lady. Father, fingers in all the pies because he's a little bit greedy, but we don't hold it against him too much because he's very generous with his taxation. Anyway, she's got a date with God, which, church kind of, it's a whole thing. But look, I'm giving you forewarning, but I need popping just for a minute or two. I've made a deal with Jason. We're not going to cause any problems. Me and you were alike, really. I'm a squire, you're a guard. We get trampled on by everyone just walking all over us.
Roll me a fast talk.
Alright. I don't think I'm good at this. I'm not good at this. I have a 5 in fast talk. Can I use persuade?
No. Fast talk, because it's quick.
I will spend 4 fucking luck. No, I will spend 8 luck to make that an extreme.
Okay. All right. So, he pauses for a minute, and he looks a bit confused. And the guard's like, "Yeah, Jason. He's always complaining." Oh, yeah, him. Yeah, I know him. Yeah. And you work for like an important lady. Yeah. What was her name? Lady Alice.
Yeah, I
you
work
said?
for. Yeah. No.
Oh.
So I'm with Sasana, that's
Oh.
my knight, and Sasana's escorting Lady
knight?
Alice. Order from the king.
Right.
It's a
okay.
whole. I know. My face did
and
the
you-
same thing when I was first told what I was going to be doing.
Oh, right. And the guy on the side, you better let her through. You're so much hassle for us. Just let her through. Yeah. We don't want any hassle from, no, go through. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you know me. I'm not here to make your life harder.
No.
Keep
yeah,
an eye
please,
out for her,
please.
though. All right,
Will
thanks.
do. What does she look like?
Beautiful. Blonde hair. Glistens in the sun. She smells, but good.
Wow, I've never smelt anyone that's
Like
good
a meadow
before.
in the sun.
Oh, wow. I'd love to meet her. Maybe I'll be lucky enough to see her. All right,
Maybe
well,
if you're lucky, she'll smile at you and pat your head and tell you you're adorable.
that'd be nice. No, I've never had that. It's like
Nor had I.
not even my ma or pa. No one ever did that to me. I'll try my best.
Stoop down. Stoop down a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good guard. Very good guard.
Oh, thanks.
And in her hand, she's squeezing the little sand timer with the finger because she needed to get into this church.
Okay. Oh, thank you. You know what? You're lovely. You're really Hey,
And you?
what are you doing?
You. Hold on a second.
Yeah?
Ted. You, don't go
Yeah?
talking down the pub about this. This is between me and him. Right?
All right. I don't care. Yeah, it's fine. I don't
You're
care.
a good guard too. And a good friend.
Yeah. Okay. And he looks at the other one. He's like, what are you doing later?
I really did become a woman yesterday. I gotta go inside now.
Oh, okay. Bye. I liked her. Yeah. And you start heading up the stairs. You sidestepping all the way up, and you head to the top. You see it's kind of like a side entrance. There is a door near here, a wooden door. It's quite a tall church. It's got kind of like a tower at the front.
Am
and
I
a long...
near the belfry?
No, that's at the front. You're on the side, so it wouldn't take long for you to get there.
Good to know.
But there is a door there, and you assume there's a door in the front as well.
Right. So Thorne's gonna go inside, and she will take a good look around this church. It has been a hot second since she's been in one. That
Okay.
deal wasn't full of dead nuns, just for context.
Okay, so you try the side door,
Hopefully.
and it's locked.
Jason, you prick, you didn't mention this. Hi God. I'm at your back door. Could do with a favour getting in. Got a big conversation to have with you. It's about the Lady Alice, amongst other things. I'm told Father Arthur's down in the pub, and I came all the way here. If you could please see me in through the back door, most appreciative. Your Squire Thorne. Amen.
Roll me a
Rattle the
luck.
door, and then I want to try and break in.
All right,
Okay,
roll me a
luck. Look.
Just start off with.
-8 because I spent some, so I'm on 38. No, not even slightly, Tom.
Okay. Now roll me a sleight of hand.
Slightly further away from it, Tom.
Okay. You pray and you try and get in, but it just doesn't seem to be working. And you have a look around. Maybe there's a window or something that you can get through.
Yeah, a little
but you have a look
balcony.
around, maybe something like that, but doesn't seem to be a way into this church.
All right then. Puts her hand against the door. Lord, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, daily bread, and everything else. I have some sins to confess, and whilst I would normally do this through the Father, it sounds like he's very busy, and I really want to have this conversation with you before Susanna finds me, and I have to explain what I'm doing at the church without them. Recently, I have been very jealous. I have been jealous of Astrid's skill, and how quickly she has won Susanna's attentions. It's not Astrid's fault, she's just really good at what she does. If only I were so competent. But don't worry, got lessons on Tuesday. Hopefully will improve upon myself. But that brings me to my next problem. I was hoping to ask someone about it, because I'm not sure how it works. But if you're marrying Lady Alice, does that mean she's an idol? Because I might be worshipping a false one if not. Because also kind of coveting my neighbour's wife, although you've not married her yet, I'm taking it as a done deal. Because she's really nice, you know? I would like to have golden hair like Lady Alice one day. And her pats feel really good. And thank you for letting me become a woman living so long to engage in this wisdom. It's a strange gift at a strange time, and I don't want to make a habit of it. I'm gonna find out what happens to the nuns, alright? I promise. Promise on your name, and Jesus, and the Holy Ghost, Susanna, Aethelfrith buns, Victor's trophies, and Lady Alice's golden hair. By the way, don't stand her up, it's very rude. She deserves better. And you are meant to be the best. Be wholly great, God. Be wholly great. And then Thorn is going to begin to sing their new song. Great, whole, holy, holy, holiness. Great, holiness. Glory be thy name, God. Glory in thy wholeness. Glory in thy whole.
And as you utter and sing those words, as you shout out whole, the sun comes out and you feel in the cold chill, in the wind of winter, a small ray of sun warm yourself. And that is where we're going to end today's episode of Secrets of Pendragon.
I would like to request a mashup video of all Thorn's prayers.
There's so many.
The prayers of Pendragon's parish and beyond.
Set to a rap beat or something, yeah.
Yeah. Every time anyone prays, just... Yeah, the musical
like
version.
auto-tuned cats. A lot of okay, before we get into our wrap-up, we do need to resolve one thing. We smashed through 30 retweets today thanks to the epic power of the Chaos Chorus, which means we all lose 1d6 of sanity.
Alright. Shall I let you all roll, or should I roll and everyone loses that? I'll let you all roll. It's more brutal that way. So roll for yourselves. And you lose that.
Alright, so now as everyone does their outros, I want you to tell me what it felt like for your character to lose their sanity, however much it was that you did roll. Alright, well, let's begin. We're going to go the normal way around this time. So we're going to begin with Wild Engineer, who played Victor for us tonight. I want to know your favorite part of today's episode, how you lost your sanity, how it feels, and where we can find you on the internet.
Oh, my favorite part was definitely all of Thorn's prayers. And just, it was wonderful. All the gloriness, all the holes. Gosh, I guess, I think as Victor is setting up, they're so elated by the awesome spot they found that they kind of, I don't know, like they're way overconfident in themselves, you know, and just kind of start accidentally putting some of their illegal items out as well for people to see. I'm Wild Engineer, at Wild Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. Can check me out there to find out other projects I'm on. So yeah, that was awful fun tonight, yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna scroll down as soon as we're done doing this so everyone can see our roles, because it's purposefully not showing right now. Let's hop on down to Lindy, who loves lamps, who played Aethelfrith tonight.
It's true. I do love lamps, and I did play Aethelfrith. So much fun. Some of my favorite parts was Wild's cats just in the background. It was very entertaining. I love kitties. If you have cats, show me your kitties. I want to see them, all of them. But yeah, I think Aethelfrith lost her sanity just from maybe the overwhelmingness of the big city compared to the small town life of Parish. It's just really overwhelming, and Sana's not there with her for this moment, and it's just, she needs some support. So yeah, that's how she lost some sanity. You can find me online at LaughLoveLindy, not Lindy Loves Lamps, LaughLoveLindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I play and GM a lot of tabletop RPGs. There will be some raids going on tonight. They're going to a Vistani circus, so that should be fun. But there's also weekly streams on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on my channel now. And if you missed our once-a-month episode of Aliens, which was this past Saturday, you should go check out the VOD because it was intense.
Awesome. Please do go and check that out. And also, please check out Susanna Grace, who plays Sasana.
Oh, so Sasana was walking back to the town square when she hears Thorn's tiny voice echoing from all the walls and stonework around her. And the only word she hears is "whole," bellowed, as only Thorn can. And part of Sana's brain just as she loses that one little bit of sanity as, oh, Thorn's at it again, as she knows somewhere in this town, Squire Thorn is causing chaos, and that is how Sana lost her 1 point of sanity. But for me, I'm Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace. I've lost much more sanity, thank you to one Charlie Smith, but you can catch me all over the internet at Susanna Grace. I am a variety streamer. I do video games, I do art streams, I do tabletop RPGs. You'll next find me on my channel tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, where I'll be playing a video game. Don't know which one yet, probably Fall Guys, because it's fun. And then on Thursday, you can catch me on twitch.tv/follow Black Cats for After the Fire, which is our Song of Ice and Fire campaign, which is a sister campaign to the Crownlands, which had a fantastic episode on Monday. So if you didn't watch that, and then come watch us on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And yes, Anna, Sasana is Susanna. I can't believe only 3 people have picked up on that so far, but yes.
Fuck. How have I
Really?
Fuck's sake. I swear I'm intelligent.
Not only is she intelligent, but she's incredibly talented, and you can catch her voice in all kinds of games. There's one coming up maybe that might be a big deal. Don't know about that.
I don't know what you're talking about because I can't.
I know. But I do know that beyond Baldur's Gate, there is some very interesting stuff happening here in Secrets of Pendragon.
Hi. So that's the thing. I think Lady Alice is she's lost 5 sanity, and I think it's just in shock at having been denied something for the first time in her life. I think Susanna's just leading her away to the town square by the arm, and she's just even more not there than normal, just gaping like a goldfish. But we wanted to go. Just her brain's just fraying a little bit as what little she understood of reality drifts away. Yeah. Hi, I'm Amelia Tyler. I'm a voice actor for video games, including that thing that Charlie said my voice was in, and I am contractually obliged, I talk for a living, to only say, yes, that is my voice in that thing, and I can't say anything more yet. You can see me tomorrow over on Jay Britton's channel. We're going to be playing a game called Julak and Faye Dance of Death that we are both in. And that's it at the moment. I will be streaming again at some point soon. And I really miss all my friends on Crownlands. And I can't wait to come back.
You know what? I'm going to announce it right now. Amelia Tyler is coming back to the Crownlands, and it's going to be for the penultimate and the finale. So make sure you watch the entire season, because that's where you will catch Millie with us on Mondays. Yay! Yay! Big old yay for Kate Madison, who, I'm sorry, my character apparently has a huge complex, but I adore Astrid.
Oh, it was great. Yes, hi everyone. So I think Astrid probably lost. I only lost 1 point of sanity, but I think it was just from being in amongst that big market and just her brain fraying a little at just how many people can be in one place and how noisy and like all of the senses going, and I just think it popped her brain just slightly. I don't know. It's so hard to pick a good moment from this because everything's a good moment. Everyone loving Aethelfrith's buns and not Charlie, but Thorn becoming a lady. I mean, just so many things, man. Yeah. Anyway, on to next week. So yeah, I'm Kate Madison. You'll find me as Kate Madison here on Twitch. I will be streaming again tomorrow. I'm pretty much stream Monday to Friday. I've changed my schedule though, from 4 p.m. UK time, which is like 10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, we do various things. I got obsessed with Frostpunk recently, but hopefully I'll move on to something else. I'm trying not to play the same thing over and over, but sometimes I get obsessed. And you can find me as Actors at Work on various socials as well. So yeah, say hello, and I will try to say hello back, but I am the worst communicator, so pester me if I don't say hello back. Yeah, thank you. I loved it as always, and I can't wait for next week. Yay!
I love stopping by your stream, and I will definitely come and check it out for some Frostpunk, especially as Millie has mentioned in chat. Millie and Jay's voices are both in that game, and I love now that when I play games, I'm like, is that Millie? Is that Jay?
Yeah, you'll only hear me in that one if you zoom right in, but he's always passing new laws and stuff.
Oh God! Okay, right. I'm gonna go listen again. I'm probably gonna jump back into playing some tonight, even though it's 10 o'clock at night. But it'll probably happen. So I'll be like, oh, yeah.
Is that the time? Oh dear, it's nearly pumpkin Tom time. Let's wrap this up quickly. Tom, how much sanity did you lose today?
I lost about 50% of my sanity, just trying to.
Only 50.
So too.
Yeah. Oh, Millie! I'm gonna remember that.
We've been playing this game for a while now. We've worn you down.
You have. But I do regain some sanity throughout the week, but instantly lose it again when I play this. So it's kind of like slowly going down. So it's not too bad. But I laugh. You gotta laugh. It's just so much fun. It's great when I can laugh just as much as the players as well. That's what I call a really good game, where you just have fun. I'm just here kind of like, well, here you go. Have fun. And hopefully you're all having a lot of fun. Because I am. Just watching it. It's great. My favorite bit. Do you like Victor going into the woods? That was fun. God, there's just so many. I do like Shy Guard trying to flirt with Thorn. That was funny. There's just so many things that it was just it kind of all blurs into one, and just one long story, which is great, and I just love it. But yeah, hopefully it'll be just as good next week. I myself at Hotflakes Tom or whatever. I'm Hotflakes Tom on Twitter. I'm on Discord. And I too am also on After the Fire on Follow Black Cats on Thursdays, 8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Eastern, with lots of Game of Thrones juicy action, which is amazing. I play one of my most favorite characters ever. I love playing him. So there's that. But yeah, apart from that, you'll see me back here next week. Same place, same channel, same sanity loss.
And Squire Thorn lost 6 points of sanity, and I would like to frame it as this. The greatest of insanities that many of us face is a crush. And I think Thorn is having some discoveries and some difficulties, and she can't figure out if she's in love with Lady Alice or quite likes the guard. It's very mixed. People are being affectionate and nice, and she doesn't know what to do with it. So I think next week we will see some red blushy cheeks, some ooh eyes, and some panicked, flustered Thorn who might actually be quiet, and maybe I won't need 6 gallons of water to get through the episode. Super appreciating my cast and crew. I adore Tom's NPCs. I want to give all of my shout out to Tom's NPCs who have to put up with the Chaos Brigade in character as well as out of character. So major kudos to that, and much love to all of my friends here and to you watching, whether you are watching live or on YouTube. We love you muchly. If you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment down below, hit the like and subscribe and the bell. If you feel like it, ring the bell like Squire Thorn, because that's what all the cool kids do on YouTube, so I'm told. And if you are watching here live, thank you all so much for joining us. We will be over in the Discord if you want to chitty chat about the show. And until next time, try not to roll too many. Wait. I still don't have an outro, fam. Hook me up, please. Please join us tomorrow, Wednesday, for some Dark Matter, Mage Press's wonderful sci-fi game, Conspiracy in the Stars, and also Cult, I Am Pilgrim. But only join us for that if you're feeling brave, because it is some real horror. Take care, friends. Pray. And eat good bread. Take care.
Little crows scattered. The only remain.
Please.